back. Let me make sure that we're streaming. If I can hit this button here. And give me some volume. All right, say something, everybody. Say hello. Say
Hello.
Something.
yay.
Hello.
I'm hearing people. Awesome. So when last we left, our dreamers, they did you watch the entirety of that last recording, Josie? So I
Yep.
think the last thing said was "murder most foul." Um, when you discovered
Yeah.
that in the fields the people had died, apparently, according to Loren Hutton, the people had died from what appeared to be punctures, slashes, and bludgeoning, as opposed to being clawed or like mauled by an animal. Um, you had explored the wizard's house, spent quite a bit of time there. You saw the Frizzy coop. You explored the house where the Frizzies from the Frizzy coop, because there's still some Frizzies in the Frizzy coop, you think came from. You found that house had not had any murders or anything in it. Um, it was kind of messy, like the wizard's house was. And then you checked out the bodies in the field, in the corn actually, and you came to the conclusion that all might not be as it appears in Twinkletown.
Twinkletown.
Yes. Um, the village, something is afoot, maybe. You don't know for sure, but that is kind of the consensus that you're coming to. Is that I believe Fernando said maybe these are bandits that came into town and then killed people, and then the Frizzies freaked out. The people in the fields are also wearing regular clothing. You've been told the Frizzies attacked and killed all the villagers at night. Um, I'm trying to think of what other clues you found or what other things that seemed out of place. Um, the Frizzies say they love the people in their house, the few that you found. You fed them some beef jerky. You fed them some blood. Uh, some dream blood. Yum, 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 yum. Um, yeah. So it's about 3 in the afternoon. It's mid
They,
afternoon ish. You're in the
yeah, they
field.
seem to like the blood best on in that of those two options,
They did like
but
the blood quite a bit, yes. Um,
they did seem like they wanted raw meat, if I remember
they were
correctly.
asking for
Yeah.
flesh and warm meat and blood is what they seemed
Yeah.
to indicate they needed. Um, yeah. There of the buildings that are not houses in the town. Right now, if you look on the map of Twinkletown, you guys are up here somewhere because you saw the bodies when you passed between the storage house at 3 and no, between the stables at 5 on the map and this house next to it, which was you're pretty certain where the Frizzies came from, according to how all the levers and the cages and all that stuff worked out. So you're still in the field, mid afternoon. The sun is maybe 45 degrees up or so. You probably have a few more hours before nightfall. Fiscal said he was putting the zebras in the stable, and then you all started getting suspicious, and Anid said he'd go look for him. You haven't seen Anid since then, but it hasn't been very long. You pretty much talked a little in the house, then headed out to look at the bodies, and here you are now. So, of the buildings that you haven't actually looked at are the smithy, which you passed, the storage house, which these men claim is full of frizzies, and you notice there are bars on the outside of the storage house, like it can be closed up from the outside, locked up. You had noticed that before. And then the two buildings down the street, 7 and 8 on your map, that have signs apparently on them, but you haven't been down to that side of town yet. The tavern is building
Um.
number 6. Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. No, no, no. Go ahead. That's
Okay.
fine. That's what I.
Yeah, the tavern's number 6. This is where the men have said we all went in the tavern. There's no frizzies in there. We've been staying there and locking ourselves in at night. That's a 2-story building. Number 7 down the street is 3 stories. Number 8 is 2 stories. The Wizard's house at 9 is 3 stories. All the rest of the houses in the village are 2-story houses. except for the Frizzy
Um,
Farm, which is like a big barn-like building, so it's only one floor. And when you guys were in there before, you could see the roof. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing
yeah.
above in the Frizzy Farm. Yeah, and I think that's
And
good recap.
which one was the storehouse? Was that number three?
Number three, correct.
Okay.
So,
Um.
and then you've just said that these people look like they were murdered. They were killed by swords and or arrows or something. And then Miss Eldridge said, "Murder most foul."
Sure did.
What happens next?
We should gather more evidence of this. Um, we don't know if these men here are the ones that did it, but they're the only ones around. So, um, let us maybe check out the storehouse then and see what we can find, or the smithy or any of the other establishment businesses in
Or
town.
the other two houses, the 7 and 8 that we haven't looked at.
So you gonna split up?
I would rather stay together.
Damn it!
Um, sorry,
No, no fun.
I don't
Maybe if
trust
it's
these
more
people.
fun.
Nah,
I don't
do
know.
what you
I
wanna
would
do.
I would
I
also
don't have.
be interested in us possibly trying to find a way to trap the surviving Frizzies. If we
Aren't
could
they
lure
already trapped in the
the ones that
cages?
aren't in the cage.
Or get the ones from
Lure
town
them
back into their cages.
Yeah, trying to lure them back into their cages. At least it would
I
be
Yeah.
safe for us to walk around.
I agree. I don't know how we could do this yet, but if we come up on any information that might
Yeah.
lead us to that.
Well, we do know that they love blood.
Yes.
So that is one piece of information we could use to lure them somehow. I don't know exactly how, but it's a start.
I mean, the simple solution would be to just put like meat or something in each of the cages. And if they come back, close the cage as they come in. But
Yeah.
that
Like,
might also, anger them.
But does it matter if they're in a cage?
Um,
If they're angry?
as long as they're all in a cage, we should be okay. But
I
that
agree.
is, that may not work. But yeah, definitely think we should.
All right. Well, yeah.
Investigate.
Let's check out some of these other buildings.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Pharmacist?
Oh, these
Did
bodies smell as well, and they're a little bloated. They've been here for a little while.
Okay.
You would assume about the same. They're about as old. You would guess. Sean, you made a hard success on your first aid. You would guess they're about as old as the bodies, around the same age as the bodies upstairs at the wizard's house.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those guys look like they were in armor and all kinds of crazy
They were wearing
stuff.
leather armor. There were some weapons in the room. They were torn to pieces and eaten. These
I would
bodies have
assume-
wounds, but they do not look like they have been molested by any kind of animals
Frizzy.
of any kind.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm
yeah,
thinking
I'm
that
reluctant to check out any of the residences because we know the Frizzies were linked to each residence, right?
Yeah.
So
It appears to be that way.
You think so?
okay. Well, unless there's survivors in there, I mean, how many bodies are we seeing in these fields? I mean,
you haven't done like a
right?
search.
Or
There's a half a dozen here, and they're not just
Okay.
like
right.
all together. They're kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Um, eh, um, and this,
I'm just like,
as you can see from the
"Mm,
map,
feel.
the fields are
Ah."
completely around the village, and there's just all kinds of different crops.
Yeah.
There could be bodies hidden
Yeah.
by the beans, hidden in the wheat. Um,
Yeah.
and you noticed these in the corn just because of the way that when you walked past those two, it
You can look down the road.
yeah.
Something looks
You
bad down the
saw
road.
color, and you went that way. Go ahead, Miss Eldridge.
Were when we walked up to the bodies, were any of the plants, like the crops, disturbed by, could we tell a path that were they running? Could we tell where they came from? Anything like that?
Um,
Plants bent over and
there are broken plants in this area. You will need. I'll need a track in order to really tell what happened here. To get, and I know that's one that nobody really has very much in. So, in order to get a good idea, I'll need a successful track check. Otherwise, yes, something happened. There's broken down pieces of corn. There are a few footprints that that are in the area, but without some kind of training in what a footprint looks like, you're gonna have trouble. I mean, you could try. Everybody can look around, especially if
Yeah.
Miss Eldridge actually mentions that, like, or however you want to
Yeah.
approach
And
this. But everybody can make a
like if she
track check
starts
if they
getting
want.
down on the ground looking around, I might be like,
Yeah, is
Miss
that
Eldridge, what are you looking for?
it
What are you looking
depends.
for?
It depends on what. Uh-oh. Josie, are you still with us?
Looks like she froze.
Yeah, she froze. Doggone it. Damn it. Well, do you two want to make track checks? I'm sure she'll be back.
I will.
Let me send her a message.
I will definitely try.
Oh my gosh, dogs.
I rolled a success.
I
I
rolled a
bet
success.
she might be back. I bet she opened her character sheet on her computer. And that always causes a
Oh,
problem. You rolled a success, Lauren Hutton? Wait, I hear her.
from the house to where they are now.
Can you
that
hear
was
us,
a good
Josie?
leg.
I don't know who to respond.
You've frozen. We could barely hear you.
You sound like super delayed.
I sent her a little message. Stupid internets. We'll give her a minute. Sean, you made it. Fernando, did you make it?
Yes.
Mm. You both make track. Oh, she moved. Okay,
Can't
now
hear
we
you.
can see you, but I can't hear. I can't hear you. Say something. Can't hear you. Not at all. I'm sorry. Do you want to? Can you hear us? Okay. Do you want to try restarting your Discord or something? Okay. We'll wait. Yeah.
Yay for having track skill.
Yeah. Put a check by it, guys, if you made it.
It already was.
Okay. It's coming in
I have
handy.
points in my track. I put crack up in this guy, so
I didn't think anybody had.
Remember, I'm looking for the Sasquatch.
That's right. That was the whole reason Lauren Hutton came. And he thought he saw some. Or somebody saw some down in Dunwater. Something that looked like big old hairy thingamabobby jigs. Well, I was gonna do something on this other computer, and now I
no,
can't remember what it
I saw
is.
the werewolf. I don't think I ever saw the big.
Somebody saw them. They were leaving Dunwater. The talks had broken
Yeah.
down. You learned, and certain parties left because they weren't gonna deal with these yugs. Because the yugs were bad. Yugs are bad. Okay. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna pull up her character sheet. Case character sheets. Um, Newest in Dreamlands. Yep, Isabella. That way I can have that here if she wants to reference it but doesn't want to pull it up on her computer. There. And then we're back to this. And we got online handouts. Dun dun dun. Getting off to a slightly delayed start tonight. Will Loren Hutton never find the Sasquatch? Why did Fernando Jimenez even come to Salt Marsh? What is he running from?
I know.
You need to send that to me. Didn't you write something up?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to me.
I haven't written anything up. I have it all in my head.
Write it down.
I know what I'm doing.
Send it to me so I can use it to mess with you. Don't make me pull a Matt and make up your history for you.
Yeah.
Somehow Hemo's part of a prophecy. I don't know if Sean didn't write a history or his history you didn't write a history for Hemo. So you get what you get, I guess. So what is Hemo's history? That's what Bartleby needs to find out. Who was your mother? Who was your father?
What was your mother? Why was your mother? How was your mother?
Okay. Okay, newspaper man.
Well, as far as he knows, his mother is dead.
As far as he knows.
Well, she was kind of struck by lightning.
She could still be alive. She just have like a white streak down her hair. Look like a skunk.
I thought I heard Josie for a second.
Hello.
Okay. She's back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can see you.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So, Loren and Fernando, as you started to look around on the ground, Isabella, Loren and Fernando also started looking around. Can you make me a track check? Uh-oh.
Probably not.
I've got your character sheet if you need the information. I've got it up. Here goes the roll. Here comes the roll. Uh-oh, she froze again. No, she's just moving slow. There we go.
47. Oh, that's a fail.
That's a fail. That's okay. So Loren, so Hutton and Jimenez actually did succeed. And it looks like that what you can get after several days, or after a few days, or however long it's been, is that, yes, there's some confusion. There are some tracks that are coming from the woods that seem to intersect with some other tracks in this general vicinity. And it looks like the people were running away from this area when they were killed, when they died.
Like they ran
running
into
away
the field.
from the fields?
They ran away from the woods. Sure. These tracks come from the woods.
Oh, okay.
And then they were cut down heading back towards town. That's what you get from this small group of people who were out here.
Okay, so why were they in the woods then?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that too. So I want to try to follow these tracks back.
The only track, there's a set of tracks coming from the woods, not the tracks you don't think of the people who are in the field. And they go to the edge of the woods. Actually, they go to the edge of the field, and then they kind of head off along the edge of the woods either direction.
Like there's multiple tracks or whatever.
Yeah. You got a half dozen tracks coming from the two different directions, converging, coming down into fields, hit these people, and then death. It's kind of what it looks like, at least.
Do they appear to be booted tracks?
Yeah, these guys are wearing boots. Whoever came out from the direction of the woods.
Okay. That still could be, well, yeah, kind of anyone.
Most of the villagers are wearing soft leather shoes. Cheap, soft leather shoes, yes.
Okay.
You start hearing chirping noises coming from the woods, though. You guys aren't in the woods. You're close to the edge of the woods, but you can hear those chirp, 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 chirp.
And it's still afternoon,
Yeah,
right?
mid-afternoon. Yeah, you got lots of light, lots of sunlight right now. Unless you go like 20 or 30 feet in the woods where it looks like it is freaking pitch black.
Maybe let's,
Say again? Let's not?
I don't know. Maybe let's not do that.
Okay. The knot got it didn't come through. Everything else did. Chirp 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 chirp.
So, gentlemen, what do you think we should do?
Well,
Thoughts?
Yeah, let's check out one of the other buildings in town.
yeah.
Okay, where you want to go?
Go to 7.
Okay. Yeah. So you head back south across the field between a couple of buildings, like between 8. Oh, everybody can make me another spot hidden. Between 8 and that building next to it, closest to 7. 7. Here we go.
Hard success.
Hard success.
Regular success.
Me too.
Everybody made it.
Hard.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, Hutton, you notice it first. It looks like damn it. Let me make sure I get this right. There it is. There's a pile of bodies behind building number 8, right at the edge of the field, like literally piled up in a pile. You see it and look that direction. Moments later, the other two of you notice this.
Maybe we should wait to check this house here and go check that over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, wait,
Unfortunately.
what? Oh, yeah.
You guys actually saw it just before he spoke. You were like, and then he was like, "Hey, yeah." You go over behind that building. There's a back door on most of these houses, by the way. There are 7 dead bodies. It looks like 2 adults, male and female. 3 young men, possibly in their like between the ages of like 15 and 18. 2, a young woman and a little girl. They all bear a strong family resemblance. They're wearing clothing that's a little nicer than the farmers you found out in the field. And you can't help but notice they're straight back from the back door of this building that you're standing in front of. They appear to have the same injuries as the other people you found in the field, and they do not appear to have been molested by any animals, scavengers, or eaten in any way.
So this is all one family?
Disgust on my face, and not like that it's gross, that I'm kind of pissed that someone would like this murder a family like this.
Yes, Josie, it does look like a family. There is a very strong familial resemblance with them. Most of them, there are some children. I would say 2 of the boys are very young. 1 is older, probably about marriaging age. The 2 girls are fairly young. 1 is probably close to marriaging age, and then the 2 adults. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And they smell. They're bloated. They've been dead a few days. Is your best guess? Probably as long as all the rest of the other bodies you've found so far. Time for a sanity check. Woohoo! This is a little disturbing.
Wondering when that was coming.
All right. Loren Hutton. 2 points of sanity for Loren. He failed.
Oh, yeah. That's a fail.
That's a fail. Miss Eldridge only takes 1. Fernando, how you holding up?
I succeeded.
You succeeded. You don't take any sanity loss.
All right.
You're just angry. So angry.
I am. That's This he's pretty fuming at this actually.
Yeah. So your
Um,
face is red. You're like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And Fernando looks pissed. He looks so angry.
I want to
Yeah.
search around this area for tracks.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You can start looking for tracks. Give me a track check.
Trying to think if I could push it. How would I push it?
Yeah, you got to tell me how. Pushing's probably going to be a matter of taking a lot of time, like a half
Yeah,
an hour.
I'm gonna do
Um,
that then.
you're gonna okay. So you're gonna start looking around. Is anybody else looking, or do the other two of you want to do something else while he's doing this? Remember, tick tock. As far as like once it's dark, who knows what's
Hmm.
gonna happen with the frizzies?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and do some tracking as well.
Okay, you can look around as well, Miss Eldridge.
Is there there's an investigate skill, isn't there?
No, no, there's not
Oh,
a straight up
Um,
that must
investigate
be
skill.
like Cult of Cthulhu or something.
That's actually Trail of Cthulhu has an investigate skill. It's Gumshoe.
I failed,
Okay.
so
You
I
failed. Okay.
I don't think I want to push it either. So
You don't find anything
yeah,
specific. I mean,
I'm
there's some tracks out here, but they don't really tell you the
yeah
story.
I'm a little too upset that
Yeah.
this family was
Okay. You're
murdered.
impatient and you're upset. Miss Eldridge,
I'll
what are you
give it
doing?
a shot.
You you don't have
I'm
to.
trying to
All right, go ahead.
track,
Go ahead.
but
Go ahead. Yeah, you can. They're looking around. Hutton's down on his knees, like really trying to find something on the ground. What'd you get?
holy shit. I got a 1 or a 10 or a
It'd be
1.
a 10.
A 0 and a 10.
That is 10%. That's a success. Put a check mark by it. Um, as Hutton
Barely.
starts to
Wow.
look very carefully, um, Isabella, you notice these tracks that he was looking at. It looks like they go. Uh, your guess is somebody came out the back door of this building. We're way down from the depth of the tracks on the ground, and dumped these bodies. You don't think they died here. You know what I mean? There's not enough blood, and these footprints seem to say to you some people went back and forth a couple times, pulled all these bodies out. There's even a drag mark, probably for the father. He's the largest of them.
Okay.
Hutton is still looking around, but you find this fairly quickly.
Okay. I will point that out to the boys
Okay.
and relay that information.
Once she points it out, Hutton, you can
Mhm.
see it.
Okay.
You didn't roll again for your pushed roll, did you?
I have not.
Okay, so don't worry about it, because
Okay.
once she points it out, you're like, that was so obvious. How did I miss that? Is kind of what goes through your head.
Okay.
So obviously this family was murdered uh
Yeah.
in the woods. Is that what the impression
The
I'm
tracks
getting?
come
That
from the
they were
back.
murdered in the woods?
The tracks come from the back of the house
The
to the
house.
edge of the
Okay.
field where it looks like they were dumped, just inside the edge of the field. It's beans over here.
Even the but that's confusing though, because didn't you earlier say that they came from the woods?
The tracks that you found up with the other bodies came from out of the woods.
And, okay. Do these ones appear they're
Oh,
coming out of the house, or they're
okay.
Out of
just
the
coming
back of the
from
house
out of the back
to
of
the
the house? Okay.
bodies and back a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, yeah.
murdered in
So
the house.
yeah, let's check out
Investigate the
inside.
house.
This house has been nailed shut again, like all the rest. Shutters are closed on the outside. Excuse me, and boards have been nailed over. Wait, are they? Wait, let me double check. This is building number 8. Okay. Um,
7,
the
wasn't
windows,
it?
yes, the windows you can see have been nailed shut. Um, and so is the back door.
Didn't we get a 7?
We were heading to
You
7, and
yes,
then we saw these bodies behind 8.
correct.
Oh. Oh.
So you got
Sorry. Okay.
sidetracked because you made your spot hiddens. So
Got it.
what do y'all want to do? Is that rain?
Yeah,
Holy shit, rain's
um,
pouring down.
Let's investigate 8.
Okay. How so? What do you want to do? You're at the back of
I
the
want to start
house.
ripping boards off.
Okay, so you're starting
Yeah.
ripping
Yes.
boards off. Okay. Yeah, you can rip boards off. Are you going to go
Want me to
around
do
the
a
hole? Sorry, go ahead, Aaron.
strength check? Or do you want me to do a strength check?
I'm going to assume you'll make it sooner or later, so I'm not going to worry about it at this juncture.
If
Um,
not, we still
Okay.
have a nid.
he's not with you. He never
Oh,
came back. He hasn't come back yet. Um, how so? I mean, are you just going to go around the whole building and just tear all the boards off and tear them off the door? Do you want to just rip off a couple and open the shutters? I mean, what's the plan here? What do you guys do?
we should go
Like,
inside.
Well, the
so
door's
that's
nailed
what.
shut.
Oh, the door's nailed
Yeah.
shut. Okay, I
Back
guess
door
maybe
is
I
nailed
kind
shut.
of
Okay, hold on, hold on,
can I
hold on,
From
kick
the
the door?
inside?
hold on. Door's nailed shut.
Yeah.
So are the shutters that you can see on the back of the house. You guys have only seen the back of this building so far. You don't know on the sides, particularly. You don't know what's going on up front. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Aaron, what did you say you wanted to do?
I want to kick the back door open. Can I do that?
Okay, yeah, you can. That I'll need a strength check for.
Okay. I rolled a 45,
Is
which
that a
is
success?
a yes.
That's a
It's
success.
a regular success.
Like I said, yeah, boom, boom. Takes a couple kicks before the back door flies open. The board goes flying off of it. It's just nailed in place and it opens into the building. Um, there is a. You're getting the whiff of a smell of death in this building as well. Um, um, this appears to be. It looks like it's some kind of a storage room that you've opened up into. There's several crates, lots of boxes, that kind of thing. There's you can see a broom leaning against the wall ahead of you. There's another door that leads into the further in, and you can see a staircase to your right going up. You don't see anything like a kitchen or anything here. Remember, this is one of the buildings that you think had a sign over it, but you're not sure what this building is yet.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to at least investigate the first floor before I head up. So,
Okay, so where are you going?
um, you said it. Do you say there was a doorway straight ahead or whatever?
Yes,
Yeah,
straight ahead. The room is very dark. You guys didn't open any of the shutters yet, right?
No.
You just went
I
straight and
still
kicked
have
the
my like.
door, right?
I still have my like super torch though, right?
You do. You can.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind you've been carrying it the whole time. It does give off heat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is burning.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So you walk into
But
this room. There's a door straight
you
ahead.
said
This
it's
is
not. You told me what? It's not consuming the wood though at this point.
you
Is that
doesn't
what you
seem to
told
be.
me?
It doesn't seem to really be consuming the wood. It's just super bright.
Yeah.
It is hot and it gives off just a little bit of smoke. It's bright blue.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have that out and continue searching or whatever.
Yeah, this looks like some kind of storage room. There's a door straight ahead. Appears to be an interior door, but as you've noticed on these houses, these interior doors are solid. You can see some bolts on the interior door. They're not like latched or anything. They're just they're unconnected. And then to your right, there's a steep staircase going up. What do you want to do? Make a listen check actually first.
everyone?
Anybody who's going in or to the doorway.
Um.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
go in.
everybody's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me whatever you want, Andy. I rolled a 100.
You rolled 100. It's still as death in here. The only thing in here you think is ghosts. It's so quiet. Okay, Loren, what'd you do?
Made it by one.
You made it. Isabella.
Ooh. Oh man, I thought that was a success. I got 30 out of 20.
Okay, Loren, you do hear
Ooh.
pitter patter or movement in this room, and other than that, nothing. But it does remind you of the wizard's house when you were in there. Something is moving around in here, small and frisky. What do you want to do? Fernando's heading straight across
Or
towards that other
Frizzy.
door.
Don't move.
What? Okay.
Don't move. I think there's something in here.
All right, I'm going to stop and listen.
It's gone silent, Loren. Like they know you know.
We're
Something
not
leaps
here to-
across at Fernando. It flies at you, Fernando. I'm going to need a spot hidden from you, Fernando, to see it coming. if you want to take any defenses.
Oh, 7.
You see it coming. You have the
It's
torch in your
almost
hand.
an extreme.
Yeah, you see it coming. You have the torch in your hand. You can dodge or you can fight back. You can either like punch this thing if you want, hit it with the torch, or try to jump out of the way. What do you want to try to do?
Burn it.
I'm gonna dodge.
You're gonna dodge. Okay, give me a dodge check. So whatever it is, I'll describe it here in just a moment.
Fail.
Okay, how'd you do?
I failed.
So did I. You lucked out. This thing flies by you, teeth gnashing. Even as it flies through the light, you see it start to change. Like it gets lighter colored, and then once it hits in the darkness again, it starts going like it did. So it was like, and as it hits the darkness again, almost as if like it was changing for a moment when it was in the torchlight, and then it crashes and disappears behind another box off to your right. That thing fucking came from like 10 or 15 feet away, leapt at face level, trying to bite you in the face, missed, and then disappeared back into the blackness. Now you can, all of you, hear some movement around you and in this room. Your best guess is there's at least 4 or 5 of them. They seem to be agitated. Let's go into combat for this. So Fernando, you're at the top of the round. What do you want to do?
And you understand me. We mean you no harm.
Okay, anything else?
I'm waiting for a response at that.
Okay.
I guess.
Isabella.
We talked to the one Frizzies, so maybe these can communicate too.
Maybe. Isabella, you're in the doorway behind him, probably just outside of the building at this point. You and Hutton are just kind of right there, had just about to enter, or were just kind of on the threshold when this happened. When Hutton said, "Don't move," and then that thing flew across the room.
I was hoping you would say that.
You did recognize Fernando. That was a Frizzi-Noc. It was just like those things that were up in that the wardrobe.
Armoire.
Yeah, the armoire, the wardrobe upstairs. Loren, you recognized it as well. Isabella, this is your first glance at this is your first glimpse of a Frizzi-Noc, Isabella. Can you give me a sanity check? Oh!
Okay.
Actually, everybody probably should give me a sanity check. They haven't attacked you yet.
As long as this goes well.
Success for Hutton.
14. That's
Hutton,
a success.
Hutton loses 2 with a success. Isabella loses 2 with a success. This thing is horrible looking. It's awful. Did you see the pictures? Fernando, how'd you do?
I succeeded.
You succeeded.
Ooh,
And you lost 2 as well. Everybody lost 2 points of sanity for this. Fernando, if that thing had gotten you're okay. That could have been bad. So Isabella, what do you want to do? You're second in the round.
I don't I guess maybe get out my dagger?
Yeah, if you want.
I don't know. Is it attacking me yet?
Nothing.
Or just running around?
Just the one flew across the room at this juncture. Fernando said something about we don't mean any harm.
I want to really quickly kind of shriek and jump back out the door.
Okay, yeah.
First.
Yeah, you could get back out
just to get my bearings. And
5 or 6 feet from the door if you want, into bright sunshine.
While I draw my dagger.
Yeah, you got a dagger.
Have it ready.
Yeah, you're ready. If they come out at you, you're ready for them. Okay. Fernando. More of these things come jumping across the room and trying to bite you. So I believe after the first, you get one dodge without any penalties, and after that, each dodge has a penalty die for being attacked more than once in a round. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
it does make sense. I mean, you're being attacked by multiple things,
and they're coming from different directions. Loren, you can see this clearly. Isabella, I'll need a spot hidden for you to see this through the doorway clearly. When they hit the light, something is happening to them, and they're changing, but they go through the light so quickly that they don't like turn into frizzies. They just start to make the change before they're in the darkness again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you see this too, Fernando. Did you make your spot hidden there, Isabella?
Hard success.
You notice this too. That they come through the light and something they start to change and the features soften a little bit, but then they're gone before they turn into those little cute frizzies. So Fernando, here's the first attack coming at you. Please make. Are you going to dodge all of these, or try to dodge out of the way of all of these, or do you want to try to swat them, or what?
I'm going to try to dodge out of the way of all of them.
Okay, so make me a dodge check.
First one is a success.
A regular success.
Yes.
It misses you. Do me the second one. This one you're going to have a penalty die for.
Yeah.
This was a good hit.
Ooh, I thought my first roll was bad, and then my second one got worse.
Okay.
I rolled a 90 essentially. So
okay, I got an impale. I got an extreme success. Okay, so you take 4 points from this. This frizzy latches onto your arm, like hits your arm, and starts chewing its way up your arm before it leaps off of you and into the darkness again. Your armor does not give you any protection against these things. They bypass armor.
What is a major wound? Is that like half my hit points?
Half your hit points.
Okay.
Did you take a major wound?
No, I did not.
Awesome. Okay, here comes number 3.
Close.
Oh my god.
I'm terrified for you.
I rolled really well again, Aaron. I'm sorry.
So first roll is a fail, and the second roll
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can't. You can't have a critical miss on one of those. Another 4 points of damage. This one hits your leg, and then it hits the ground rolling, and it's just gone. And there's one more.
Please be miss. Not me.
How'd you do?
Failed.
You failed? It missed. I rolled pretty poorly on that one.
Yeah.
You're okay. The last one flew somewhere behind you. You feel like wind on the back of your head. And your sombrero, don't you have a sombrero?
Yeah.
It kind of like bumps on your head like the frizzy bumped into it as it flew by. Loren, you see, and actually both of the other two see another frizzy went by and went for the back of his neck and just and then bumped the sombrero and it threw off the trajectory and it flew back into the darkness. Hutton, you're up.
I'm going to attempt to use dream magic.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I am going to attempt to create light, extremely bright light in my hand.
Yeah. Okay. Make a roll. I mean, do you want this to be a physical thing in your hand, or your hand is just like emitting bright light?
Just like a ball of light hovering in my hand.
Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead, make a roll.
Smart. I was thinking, how could we make explosives?
You can't really. Well, maybe. There's a hovering ball of light. Is that an extreme success? That's not a critical success. Usually, when things are crits, it's a hard. But so far, you've rolled a crit once for babbling stuff in the water to distract the crocodiles. Aaron rolled a crit on his torch. That gives those things really special features. I've just been doing. This is a hard success. You've got a glowing. What color you want? White
yellow.
light, yellow light,
white light.
White light. Just this ball of white light is hovering above your hand. Just very, very bright. There's still a lot of shadows because there's a bunch of boxes stacked up around the room. You can also move if you want.
I'm getting out of the room.
Wait, let's see what Loren's doing. He just went.
Oh.
And then there's this glowing ball of light. Light is coming from behind you that's at least as bright as your torch, probably brighter. It's like a really bright electrical light that's yellow.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's almost like an electrical light, but obviously it's not. Is it like shimmering and doing all this kind of thing in your hand, Sean? Or is it just a straight up, just a
It's just a
so
straight,
bright you can't look at it without hurting your eyes?
just a straight
Yeah.
bright
Okay.
light.
So you've got this in your hand. Do you want to move or do you want to get out of the room?
I'm
Or
gonna move towards Fernando to try to help him.
okay,
Like,
he's about 6 or 7 feet ahead of you.
yeah, I'm gonna like put a arm like behind his back and under his opposite
Okay.
to kind of.
Okay. And Fernando, what do you do? You're up.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the house. I'm getting out of here.
Fernando ducks under your arm and just books it out the back door.
But
Isabella. He comes out the door, blood on
And then
and blood on his leg, lots of it.
say,
He's limping.
once I
I
get
got you, fam.
once I get out of the house, can I try to heal myself? Then I want to try that dream healing.
Oh yeah, you can get out of the house and try that first.
Wait.
Well,
I got
Isabella,
a good first
he
aid.
can only do that with one wound at a time, so you can still try to help do first aid on him. So it's going to cost you
Cool.
1d. Oh, Sean, that cost you a magic point, by the way.
one, all right.
Yeah, just one. It's just light. I mean, it's not.
Okay. I failed.
It costs you one magic point to try to heal yourself. Isabella moves over. I'm assuming that you just like throw the dagger down, Isabella, and start trying to and maybe rip somehow try to help him.
19. That's
That's a success, even if you haven't put any points in it.
hard success.
Hard success. You need an extreme to do any more than one, but you give him 1 point of damage back on the arm wound and stop the bleeding. There's still a leg wound, so another first aid can be applied to him next round if you want. By the
I guess
viewer.
I've ripped off some of my dress
Yeah,
because
you can do that.
it's a long dress.
Yeah.
So I use that as bandages.
You tear the hem off the dress. It comes off surprisingly well. Like it's like one big strip, and the dress looks a little like unhemmed now, but otherwise it looks fine. It's like your dress was built.
It's
for
like
this.
a makeshift medic's dress.
Yeah. Okay. Hutton. Here they come.
Okay, go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, we're still in combat. Hutton went in.
Yeah.
The Frizzies are. Okay.
He didn't kick the door down.
He did not kick the door down. You're right. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, Hutton. Nothing happens to you for a few moments, at least for this round, and you're up again. What do you want to do? Maybe your light's too bright. Maybe the Frizzies don't see you as having broken any rules yet. I don't know. What do you want to do? Stay and risk it? Or run away? Follow the trail of blood that Fernando has left behind.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it.
It was pretty nasty looking.
Do I hear anything moving inside?
Yes,
still?
they're still in this room. They're back in the nooks, crannies, corners, behind boxes. You can't see them because everywhere you look, your light is pretty much shining and brightly in this room.
Okay.
There's a door ahead of you. Again, it's closed, but it's not obviously not locked. It's definitely not locked. There is a smell. The smell is stronger. Sorry, Fernando, you would have noticed it when you came in. There's a smell of rot. Something's dead in this building somewhere, but it's not overwhelming. It's not like I'm gonna get sick like it was at the top of the wizard's house. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the time being.
You're just gonna stand there with the lit light. Okay, Fernando, what do you want to do?
Get out of there, Loren. They're vicious. I'm gonna do my healing again.
Okay, you're gonna concentrate on your leg, or do you want to concentrate on the wound that Miss Eldridge has bound up? You got 1 point back, but there's still injury there.
Yeah, I'll work on the one that she bound.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, your dream magic can continue to heal that.
I rolled an 03.
That is a success. You can get you get 1 more point back, healed there. It costs you 2 magic points to do that.
Okay. So I'm down to.
You think the bleeding has stopped? It still hurts like hell, but it doesn't feel as bad as it did. So you should be and your leg is still a horrible mess. Isabella, what do you want to do? He's concentrating. How are you concentrating? What's it look like there, Fernando?
I just put my hand on like the bandage that she did or whatever on my arm.
Yep.
I just put my hand there and concentrated.
Cool. I like it. Isabella, you're up. What do you want to do?
Uh, well, does his leg look? I mean,
Yeah, it's a
I guess
mess.
I'll ask.
It's
Can he walk on this?
just as bad as his arm.
It's torn up. An animal mauled his leg, is what it looks like.
Yeah. So he can't probably walk, and that's pretty dire. Needing
No,
It looks
attention.
bad.
He
It's
can
bleeding
walk.
like crazy.
I think that's hell. He's got
Okay.
this big open
Right.
gash, or maybe
looks
even
bad.
a couple in his leg.
Yeah, his leg is chomped
First
up.
aid
Okay.
on his leg. 35. That
Ooh.
is good. Yes. That is
Yes.
just a regular.
Fantastic. Yeah, you get a point back there, Fernando, as another part of the dress goes. Your right leg gets wrapped up.
Trying to rip it off evenly.
It's coming off super
around.
even. Like I said, like the dress was built to be turned into tourniquets.
Perfect. Awesome.
Or
Love
bandages,
it.
yeah. So you're working on that.
Yeah.
You still hear the movement, Loren, but technically right at this point we're out of combat. They're in the room there. They have not yet attacked you.
All right.
But you can hear them around you. They're not chirping, but you can hear like movement in the room. And you know there's 4 of them at least. Hydrate.
How will that work? Slim chance, but I'll give it a try.
Oh my god, what are you gonna do?
I want
I'm
to
curious what's about to happen.
animal handling.
You want to try animal handling? What do you want to do with animal handling? Just a good boy. Just a good boy.
I'm speaking
kitty.
to them. I'm speaking to them.
Kitty.
We do not mean you any harm. We're not the ones who've hurt the villagers.
Okay, I'll need a success. Give me animal handling. Tell me how you do.
I failed.
You failed. Okay, so no idea.
I had a.
What about persuasion?
That's okay. They're not attacking you.
Will that work?
You don't know? You have no idea.
Yeah.
You guys have not.
Yeah.
You, I don't know. Fernando, she's wrapped your leg.
If it's my turn, I'm going to try some more healing again too.
On your arm, still, or
On my
your
leg. On my leg this time.
Okay, so what are you doing? Reaching down and touch.
Leg is more important.
This time with both hands, and I'm really concentrating.
Okay, this time it'll cost you 3. Tell me how you do. And Isabella, you can guess what he's probably doing.
I failed
Okay.
miserably.
Failed miserably. Okay, that's okay. Unless you roll like a, well, if you roll, don't worry about it, whatever.
Yeah. I didn't roll 100, so that's not that miserably, I would have said.
Okay, so the 2 of you are kind of concentrating on Fernando. You can each make me a listen check. Hutton, yeah, you got a bright light in your hand. I'll need a listen check from you as well.
I think I made that.
Okay, Hutton made it. So you hear this. I got a gnat.
I failed. I failed my listen.
No.
I think that's a 25.
Wow.
Oh, that's 5 over.
Okay, so the 2 of you are busy outside. Like, for all you know, he could bleed to death, Isabella. He's bleeding really badly. So you're trying to wrap his leg. He's trying to heal himself. You guys are real busy. Hutton, you hear thunk. The door behind you sounds like it was pushed closed. Yeah, when you look, yeah, it's closed. Something has given it a little shove and then pushed it too. There's still bright light in your hand.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't make any noise, but
No. Whew.
you're alone. And there are things moving about, hidden in the shadows of the room. Something is moving on the steps over to your right as well. Up above where they curve. They kind of turn, they're steep, and they kind of turn, but you can hear something small moving around up there.
All right. I'm going to attempt to persuade.
Okay, you can make a. What do you want to? You saying that you're just repeating yourself again? We're not responsible. We didn't hurt the villagers. What do you want to say? Sorry.
We want to help you We need to know who killed the people in this town.
Okay. You can give me a persuade check if you want.
God damn it.
Nothing changes. The movement around you, the movement from at the top of the stairs. Yeah. Outside. Do you want to continue healing yourself? Neither one of you have noticed the door as of yet. So,
Yeah, I'm really focused on my leg right now.
okay, go ahead and
so
make
I'm
another
gonna
roll,
try healing.
Aaron. Another 3 magic
Fail.
points. Okay, 3 more magic points. Isabella, you
Okay,
don't
and
think
I'm
he's
gonna-
going to bleed out. Um, you did succeed your second first aid too, didn't you? Yeah. You've bound
I
up.
think so.
I think so too. You've bound his leg up pretty well. You've tied it tight. There is some blood that's seeping through, but it's not like excessive. You know what I mean? Like it's not like just and it's full. You can just. But
Patched up for now. Yeah.
yes, you think so.
Cool. Well, a bit ago, I was considering like yelling out, like calling out to Loren to sort of at least verbally check in.
Yeah, I mean you
I
can
guess
say something. What do you
like,
want to say?
how are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll yell out. How are you doing, Loren? Are
Okay.
you okay? Are you getting attacked as well?
I'll need a
What's
listen check
happening?
from Loren Hutton. These are thick walls in this building, and the doors are like freaking 3 or 4 inches thick. You do
And I
hear.
guess I'll look up
Yeah.
as
Okay.
well at the
Yeah.
door
Yeah. It's
at that point.
closed. That's interesting. That wasn't that way before. Loren, you do
Yeah.
hear. You hear Miss Eldridge call out to you.
One of them closes the door.
Isabella, I'll need a listen check from you. Give yourself a bonus die for this, which means you re-roll your tens die and take whatever's better. And if you succeed the first time, you don't even have to do the re-roll.
10 and a 2, that's 12,
That's 12.
right?
Yeah, you can re-roll the tens
Okay,
die if you
that's-
want, but that's a success. So you do hear him
Just roll it
say, they closed the
Roll
door.
it again in case it's a 0.
Yeah.
Huh?
Did you get double zeros the second time?
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
that 12 is your best roll. You
Yep.
hear him say that. They closed the door.
He said
That's
one-
alarming.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whenever I'm done kind of doing the initial patching
Yeah, you're
Fernando
done.
up,
You're
I'll
done. You're done.
head towards the door and
Okay.
Open it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you grab
Um,
the latch
Cautiously.
and push it back open, and it's not locked or anything or bolted or anything like that. And push it open. Loren, you hear the door open up behind you again. He's in the room holding
Are
up
you
his
okay?
hand full of light.
I mean,
Yeah, and I'm surprised to see that.
I'm okay.
You could both hear something moving around in this room
They're
and
still
up the steps. You can hear that now as well, Isabel or Miss Eldridge.
they are still in this house. I just they don't.
Yeah, they haven't
I think-
responded in any way to you, Loren, that you can tell.
I think when they get to the point to where they are frenzied, they don't willingly come out in the light.
I see.
We have to
Uh,
trick them.
have you tried to reason with them?
I've tried to speak with them and inform them that we don't mean to harm them.
Oh, good.
I don't think I was successful.
More noises from up the stairs. There sounds like there's more of them on the stairwell.
Oh boy.
More than
And
the one that was there before.
so we don't really have a super good idea of how many are in this room
No.
downstairs.
At least 4 were down
Oh,
here.
okay. I was imagining more than that, but all right. That was
Based on
enough to,
Fernando's arm and leg. I think 4 is enough.
Right. I was about to say that. Yes.
Okay, pause this,
Certainly.
this conversation. Fernando, did you want to try to heal yourself anymore? Each
No,
healing
no,
attempt
I'm not
takes like
gonna heal
3.
myself anymore.
Okay.
I know Fernando probably wouldn't know this, but as a player, I know if I try again and I miss 3, I'm going to take more
Yeah,
damage.
yeah. No, that's fine. Fernando's decided he's tried enough. He's a little beat. You can hear this
Yeah.
conversation that just took place because you're like probably like 5 or 10 feet away. So sorry,
Okay.
keep going.
Yeah. Loren. I just realized maybe possibly one of the reasons why they attacked me is because I broke and entered into the house. I would probably leave right now before they decide whether trespassing is a greater offense or not.
Ooh.
What the hell is that? Sorry.
Cockroach.
No, it's like a silver ball on the ground.
Do you have a
It goes.
sliding thing for your keyboard? I had all these little tiny ball bearings coming out and falling out of my
Oh,
slider thing. I hated them. Do you have ball bearings in your keyboard tray?
No, it's like a little bead.
Yeah, a little metal
Yeah.
That always
bead.
makes me think of D&D.
No, it's a plastic bead.
Oh, okay. Well,
it
it's not
it
that.
still could be the same thing. It still
No,
could
it
be the
must have
same
been
thing.
costume jewelry or something.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now you have to make something with dreaming that resembles that, so you can use it as a prop.
Or just throw it away.
That's
Magic
how,
missile.
that's how big that light orb really is.
I
That's how much light is being put off
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, I maybe because you beat the door in that they attacked you. I really think it's a matter of they've in a sense gone rabid and they're just attacking anything in the shadows.
Yes, seem animalistic.
So, yeah, I think somebody did something and it has set them off, and it's not an easy solution to bring them back.
Murdered
Right.
the people they were supposed to protect.
Yes.
Potentially, yes.
Well, now I'm having thoughts about this. The dead bodies in the field, the ones we just found, and the ones earlier. I'm looking around. I'm definitely looking
they're
around,
in this
making
room.
sure they're not attacking
You're
me.
on the threshold, and they're in this room right ahead of you, and Hutton is in the room where these things are. Keep this in mind, folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're having this nice
Right.
conversation while there's these things that just mauled Fernando
Okay.
in this room somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, good point. All right.
Well, you can keep
Whenever I
having it.
hear that
I'm just-
again,
Yeah, I'm just telling you what's
Yeah.
going on.
no, that's a good point. Whenever I hear that again, I'll turn to Loren and say, Mr. Hutton, should we go talk about this outside and make a plan,
Yeah,
perhaps?
it's probably the better idea.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, so you leave the building. You pull the door closed behind you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're outside, out back now. You can smell just a whiff of the bodies that are not too far away. It's not as strong as was in the house, but it still wasn't super strong in the building behind you.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. So now I'm thinking, with all these bodies we found, these ones in the field were not murdered by the Frizzi-Nocs. I think we're in agreement of that, right?
It seems to be, yeah.
Well, it looks like they've been killed with
Yeah,
weapons.
you guys are the medical experts. I don't know anything about it. So.
Right.
It looks like they've been killed with weapons. They've definitely been stacked.
Yes. This is murder most
Based
foul,
on-
as I stated earlier.
Based on what we know about the Frizzies, those that are in the cage and those that are gone crazy in the houses, I don't see them being able to stack these bodies.
Right. I agree. So then humans most likely have done this to
Somebody
other
has done
humans. This is homicide. So we need to investigate this like a constable or sheriff would, in my opinion. Maybe we could go to the tavern and interview
Oh.
people.
Well, hopefully we can do a better
I think-
job than them.
Yes, ideally,
Yeah.
Fernando
with
kind
some
of
of the same tactics.
scoffs at the fact that a local sheriff or something can do anything in a matter of like this severity or something. He seems to not be very.
Gotcha.
May I recommend that we not come in an accusatory manner to the people in the tavern?
No,
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
We don't know. They merely could have happened upon this after the fact.
But we try to read their body language when we describe the bodies we have found.
I have an idea regarding that. What if we were to perhaps split up, at least within the tavern, and have different conversations separately with the various people there? I don't know how many people are there, but we could have separate conversations with them and then regroup our group together and discuss what we learned.
That's a possibility.
I'm
That
not
way they
sure.
won't collude
I'm
or
not
anything.
sure I would be good at doing that.
Okay, that's fair.
I can have a very poor judge of character at times.
I see. Well, Fernando, what are your skills, I suppose, in terms of this? What do you think you would be good at?
I shoot guns really well, and I can track and ride my horse. So far,
okay.
2 of these things have come up in the Dreamlands.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, definitely tracking.
I can fight in a pinch as well, not necessarily with guns.
Okay, so the bodyguard then, I suppose.
Or you could split up.
Yeah,
If you guys want to go
that's what I was
interrogate the
thinking.
guys in the tavern, you still haven't examined either of these 2 houses from the front that have signs on them.
Yeah, I do have an idea. So, um, I want to go to 7, the original one we were thinking of then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
I want to approach the front door this time.
Okay, so are you splitting up? Is that the plan? That Loren and Isabella will go and try to talk to the men in the tavern, while Fernando kind of checks these houses out on this end with the signs.
I'm cool with that. What do you think?
Do you feel you'd be capable
That's
to
what
defend yourself?
Me?
Fernando.
Against the
I think he's
tavern?
talking to
Oh,
Fernando.
oh,
I'm what I'm planning on doing is I don't think I'll have to worry about being attacked if I can get into the house. But I don't know if my plan will work at all. But I'm not going to enter the house unless essentially I'm invited in.
hmm. Interesting. Like a vampire.
Well, I mean, I'm
Uh,
not breaking a law.
I
So
see.
my anger at what happened to that family got the better of me at the last place. And I realized that after I nearly, well, it felt, yeah, those bites were bad.
I rolled really well.
I,
Sorry.
I couldn't have took another hit like that.
Yes. Maybe you shouldn't go inside. I'm not sure that's safe,
Well,
especially
like
given
I
your
said,
injuries.
I'm not going to go inside unless I'm invited as a guest.
Okay, it's up to your judgment, but just be careful.
All right, I will.
Okay.
Okay, good luck. So, I want to go to the front on our way to the tavern
Is
to
there
check
a
out the sign.
way?
Okay, yeah. In front of this building or the one across the street or both?
Uh,
You could do both if you wanted. You go around
yeah,
the side of
both.
this building, just
Just
see
to
what the
check
sign
out.
says, and then head down the street. If you want to do that, you can. It's not going to take you any longer than not doing it.
Glasses are so broken.
Oh no!
I have to put them together. I have to keep super gluing them because they're
Are you missing the screw in the temple?
No, I
Just
don't know.
broken. Okay. All right. So is that the plan? You're gonna
Mind me,
look.
sorry.
You want to see what these buildings are. Loren, you're gonna go with her, correct?
Yeah.
To the tavern, and then once you're on the street, Fernando's just gonna stop, and he'll figure out what he's doing exactly at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there no way? I mean, it wasn't when how I created the light. Is there a way for me to give it to Fernando? Like, just put it into his hand?
No,
He still has that
like if he,
torch. He's got super
yeah,
flamey blue torch. That's not quite as bright as your light, but it's very bright.
Yeah, they still attacked you
Yeah,
with
what are
that
you gonna
torch.
do with it?
They still attacked after you lit the room up with your light too, didn't they?
No,
yeah, yeah. You were in there.
Well, Fernando ran out,
they
so they didn't, and they never attacked you.
they didn't attack after I made the light.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sure. If he'll take it, I mean, you could just kind of do like that over his hand, and it'll just kind of float over his hand now.
I don't think I need it. Like I don't. We'll
Oh,
say I'm not trying to take it from him. Like I was just like, no, no,
Okay.
no. I got this. Thank you, but I
Okay.
do you have any pockets, Sean? Any pouches, bags?
Um. Nope.
Okay, I guess you're stuck with this thing in your hand.
I'm
You
gonna.
you think that you could have done like this, and it would have
Well,
gone
let
into
me
his
do.
hand. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can switch hands with it. It just kind of floats. It's almost like a ball.
Yeah.
It acts just like a ball, but when you're holding it like this, it's floating actually just above your hand. And you can't feel it. Like if you throw it at somebody and they're going to close their eyes and just try to catch it, how sometimes you can make a catch
Yeah.
when you kind of feel it as it hits your hand. That's going to be impossible because it's not actually going to hit the hand.
Yeah.
You're going to have to actually be able to. You can't feel it, but it's obviously there. You can manipulate it any way you can manipulate like a ball.
Okay.
I'm going to say.
Mr. Hutton, would you like me to carry that in one of my many
Let's
pockets
juggle. Oh, she does. You notice she does
until
have a
we
lot
need
of
it again?
pockets.
Well, we can try it.
hmm
If you like.
If you reach over and you pull on one of the pockets and turn your hand over, it kind of falls in. It does leave shape in the pocket. I mean, it has some kind of physicality.
Is my
Uh,
pocket glowing now?
yes, your pocket is glowing. I mean, it's only a
Okay.
pocket. There is some light coming out. If you push the pocket closed, it does the
it's
on,
kind
on
of like if you stuck a flashlight in your pocket,
yeah,
how
a
there would be
flashlight
some
or a
light.
phone was lit up. You
Yeah,
took the flashlight on your phone, you had it in your pocket. You could tell there's a light in your
Awesome.
pocket, but it's not like when you're outside, it's almost unrecognizable. If you're inside, it'll be a little more noticeable, and if you're in the dark, you're gonna stand out. So there you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, so
So you guys are heading
what
down
did
the
the
street.
sign
Oh, the
say?
signs. The sign over number 8 says simply shop. No, it says goods is what's over building number 8. Building number 7 says Tiny Spark Inn.
hmm.
It does not look like the doors or windows of this building are nailed shut like a lot of the others, like all the others that you've run into so far.
Yeah. I say, hey, this one doesn't look like it's barred or shut. Maybe we should try entering the front door and see what happens.
No, guys, you've already made 3 different plans. You keep changing. Are you going to change again? You
No.
can, but it's getting a little
I know.
crazy.
Okay,
I thought we were already splitting up.
You were.
Yeah.
that's
You
fine.
just looked at the shit, but then Fernando said, "Hey, this looks like it's not barred up. Do you want to go in?" You can. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
I, I'm gonna go check out the tavern.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's stick to
We're
the
gonna stick
original
to
plan
a
and
plan.
back up.
There's a first for tonight. Oh my god, you drive me crazy. Okay, so you guys are heading up the street. I'm gonna deal with you first, Jimenez. Um, the Tiny Spark Inn. You go in the front door, right? It's not
Yeah, it's
locked.
not barred.
It's not barred. It's
You
not
say if
locked. It's
it's
not
not
nailed shut.
locked, yeah, I'm
Um,
just gonna enter.
it's decorated like all the rest of the buildings. It says Tiny Spark Inn on the sign. Um, the ground floor, you find there's a tap room. It's small, kind of either intimate or just not very important. There's kegs. There's goods and stuff in here. It looks like there is a single door that leads further into the building. No, sorry. There's two doors, both of them ajar. It only takes you a couple seconds to realize one's a kitchen, obviously with a back door. The other one appears to be a common room. Like it's just a plain, boring room. Nothing is in it. It looks like a room for people who don't want to pay very much for like a room upstairs. They can bring a blanket. They can just lay down on the floor and sleep for the night. It's big enough it
Okay.
could probably accommodate like 30 or 40 people if they were in there pretty tightly packed. Um, uh, it is empty. Yeah. So that's what you see. You haven't gone into the kitchen yet or into the common room. You've just peeked in the doors. So where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna check out the common room first.
Hmm. Completely empty
So,
room. Windows are all closed. Shutters are all open. There's some light in here. Nothing is in here. Dust.
like, am I smelling any of that smell of death like I've been smelling at the other places I've been
There,
in?
there is not. There's not. You don't smell. You don't smell like rot and death.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna continue checking out the place.
Okay.
I'll head towards the kitchen then, I guess.
Kitchen looks well set up. Back door. Set of steps going up. Wait, shit. No, I'm screwing up here. There is a set of stairs from the tap room that probably goes up to rooms
Okay.
upstairs as well. A second set of
Okay.
stairs. There's no stairs in the kitchen. There's a door on one side that is. There's a bunch of shit piled up in front of it. It looks like one of like a cutting block has been pushed over in front of the door.
A
Uh,
butcher's block,
Say again.
like a butcher's block.
Yeah, like a butcher's block's been pushed over there. A small table, several chairs have been thrown on top of that.
Okay. Um, yeah, I want to go up and listen to the door.
Yeah. Um, you hear uh, uh, chip, 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 is what you hear.
Okay.
Literally, that is what you hear.
Yep.
Okay.
That's actually what I was either listening for or yeah, that was kind of what I was listening for. So I'm going to leave it like I'm not going to mess with anything with that door.
Okay, make me an
Um,
intelligence check real quick.
and yeah, that is
Okay, I want to reiterate. You did not hear a chirping noise. You literally heard chirp, 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 chirp. Words.
oh,
Okay?
okay.
Before you heard
Okay.
that kind of thing.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Um yeah, so I'm going to can you deal with the other people for a little bit and I
Yeah,
can think of what I want to
yeah,
say?
think about what you're going to do. Back at down at the tavern, you walk down to the tavern, to
Wait, did you tell us? Oh, yeah, never mind. Sorry,
the
I
little,
forgot.
the Little Star Tavern. You walk down the street. The other houses that are along the street look like just houses, boarded up. Everything's boarded up. The tavern's 2 stories tall. Um, the sign over the door is Little Star Tavern, engraved with a single star in one corner. Um, the doors and windows are all fortified, solid. The front door is wide open right now. Um, there
Oh,
are this tavern has a large common room that you come into, not a common, like a tap room. Like there were obviously tables and stuff that have been pushed aside. Um, there's numerous kegs behind a short bar. There's a door that leads to the back part of the building. You're guessing it goes to a kitchen. Um, and it's now got blankets on the floor and that kind of stuff where people are living here now. You can smell food being cooked, and you see that you smell food smell coming from the kitchen. Um, yeah, it looks like there's maybe a dozen men in here. They're playing cards. They're playing dice games. Um, Everybody looks at you as you come in. Um, there are a few of them in wrapped in blankets, probably sleeping. Um, Everybody looks nervous. You see Clyde is sitting at the bar, uh, like thinking hard. Um, who else would you recognize? That's all you see that you really recognize. You're kind of a yapping coming from the kitchen. You recognize oysters. It's probably oyster back there. Um, yeah, all the men stop what they're doing and look at you. As the two of you enter, you feel all these eyes on you, and then slowly they kind of just go back to what they're doing, playing cards or playing dice or whatever. The only ones that didn't look at you are the people sleeping.
So no women, just men.
No, it's
Yeah.
all men. You can count up. It's roughly a dozen men is your best guess, including the ones that sleep on the floor. Maybe a little, maybe one or two more than a dozen.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
go.
look at Loren and I say, well, shall we get an ale and start chatting?
Yeah,
What do you think?
nobody's really drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll be like, yeah, sure. I'm gonna go sit over here with these gentlemen. Maybe get in a few games of the card game they're playing with them.
that sounds good.
yeah, you can sit down with these
Uh,
guys. They look at you
Yep.
kind of suspiciously.
Do you all mind if I join?
They look at it. There's three of them at this table playing cards. They kind of like shrug. They pull in the cards they've already got. It looks like they're betting like buttons and stuff that doesn't really have any real value. There's a couple coins on the table, but mostly it's just like tokens, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Um, and it's nothing organized or formal. The cards look really ratty, like these cards somebody has used for years. And so they deal you in to a game. It's somewhat similar, but not quite exactly unlike poker.
Okay.
It's about matching up cards is pretty much what you get, and it's different suits than you're recognized, and that kind of thing. Cards are really big.
Yep.
But yeah, they'll deal you in if you've got some kind of tokens or anything that you want to use, or if you want to create something or make actual coins to play with, or however you want to bet. They don't really appear to be playing really seriously though.
Uh,
There's even some rocks on the table, actually, little tiny
yeah.
stones.
What I'll do is like I'll act like I'm reaching like into a pocket or something, like just down under the table,
Yeah,
and
pull
I'm gonna
out
try to
whatever you want to pull out.
manifest some buttons.
Yeah, buttons. Okay, yeah. It's one magic point for a handful of buttons.
Damn, I'm rolling well.
You got it?
Regular
Yeah.
success. Yeah, I got a
You got
15.
however many you want. 10, 20.
Um,
One handful, 30.
I'll make 10.
10. Okay. You pull out some buttons, you put them on the table in front of you.
Yeah.
The men kind of look at you approvingly. They kind of nod and start and deal you in, and you start playing cards with them. Do you want to try to get any information from them as you play? How so? That
Yeah, I'll be like, these. Oh, uh, have any of you men dealt with these little creatures? This.
nah, stupid frizzies.
It's just. It's crazy how dangerous they are.
They're terrible. They're terrible. One guy looks like he's gonna burst into tears. He's just staring at his cards like he's seen shit. Yeah. So you're gonna try to get some information out of them
Yeah.
while they play this game. Isabella, Eldridge, what do you want to do? Clyde's sitting at the bar, just kind of thinking. You recognize him. Um, you don't see anybody else you recognize, but the smell from the kitchen is really good, actually. What do you want to do? And Hutton sat down with these card players, and he seems to be playing. He's gonna. It looks like he hasn't actually really gotten into it yet, but it looks like he's gonna play some cards. Then
right.
try to grill him.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him do his thing,
Mhm.
and I'm a little conflicted of whether to go to Clyde or the kitchen, but I guess I'll
Mm.
start with Clyde and just at least greet him.
He just kind of
And
gives you one of these nods.
okay. Hi there, Clyde. Anything new happened since we were on our tour?
What could happen?
Nothing? Okay. Just wondering. All right.
Have you?
I'll leave you to
What
your
about you? What
whatever you have in
anything new
front of
with
him.
you? Anything new with you?
Oh,
You know how to get
yes,
us out of
a
here?
lot.
Kill all the Frizzies? What? What's new?
Working on it. A lot is new, actually.
Like what?
Um,
Anything that you can help us
well,
to do to help us?
yes, I'm still working on it, actually. There's so much out of character. I don't know what to tell him
Yeah,
because
you got to figure it out.
there's a lot.
He's looking at you expectantly.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't expect this.
You can say,
You
and you just
you
let
could
on that you know a bunch of information. Right?
you can say anything you want. You can say anything you
I
want.
know.
I think I gave you all Clyde's picture. He's got long black hair, piercing eyes. He's wearing some.
Um,
Yeah,
sorry, I should have prepared for this.
you always do this.
Um,
You always jump into conversations with no
do
idea
I?
what you get. Yes, you did this in Cat's game, in Finn's game as well. That's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's okay.
I guess I think
Isabella jumps
I
into
feel like
things.
it'll
It's
come to
fine.
me or something, and then it like doesn't. Okay. I'll just say, yes, we've had some encounters with some frizzies,
He looks at you and he
and
looks over at Hutton,
yes,
he looks at you questioningly again.
yes, and we're fine. Well, mostly.
He's doing that look back and forth
Fernando,
again.
our other companion, Fernando, got quite a bit torn up, but I
Is he
helped
dead?
patch him up. He's okay. I hope. um, he's he's at whatever. Where was he again? He's at one of the houses doing something. I don't know. Um, anyway, I just wanted to talk to some of the people here in the tavern and get more information about this town. And now, okay, pause. Out of character. Did we ask him about the sign coming into town? Did we
No.
talk to
No,
him,
you didn't ask him.
Friskel,
He
about that?
basically, when you got here a couple hours ago, he told you the situation. Frizzies went crazy. They killed we're the only ones left. They killed everybody else. Um, uh, they, 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 they came at us at night. We managed to get to the tavern. It was the only safe place in town. Um, he never mentioned the sign. He didn't talk to you much at all. He was very shaken up. Obviously very
Yeah.
upset. And and then he was like, if you could help us, help us. You know, he was kind of like, help us. Other than that, he did
Yeah.
not say much before he left. You guys had a discussion about what to do next, and then what's his name? Fiscal came out and he said, I'm supposed to show you around if you want to see something. And then he took you to the wizard's house and it went from there.
Okay. All right. So I will ask Clyde. Um, now I know we talked a bit about the Frizzies and how they were supposed to protect the town and all of that.
Yeah,
Um,
too well.
and that didn't go so well, yes.
Yeah,
So could you tell me about this sign you have in at the beginning of the town,
the
at the edge of the
sign.
town? You know that sign you have that says that trespassers will be rendered in twain and
Oh,
such
yeah.
like.
Yeah. Why do you think we have that sign?
So, can you just tell me a little bit more about that? How did that come about?
It
Is
was
that
they
related to
would
the
put
Frizzies
signs
or was
out.
it here before them?
No, it's related to the Frizzies. We put signs up to warn people so they didn't just do something that would, make the Frizzies mad. But nobody's been here. They just
I
went
guess I'm just
crazy.
confused about how. I wish I could talk to this wizard. I really do.
Well, he's dead.
Because I feel like he would have all the answers.
Can you talk to dead people? Neither can I.
Not saying this out loud, but Isabella's gears are turning. Can
Okay.
I talk to dead people? Okay, but
Mm.
I'm gonna try to not show it on my face. I'll just
Okay.
like keep a blank
Okay.
face
Here, hold on.
if I can, unless I need to roll for that.
Let, it would be a fast
Roll
talk
for
if you want to
composure.
roll for composure in order to, or
Okay.
if you get, or psychology. I'll take a psychology check to maintain your cool. during because you didn't actually say any lies. So if you have
Let's
any
see
points
what
in
I
psychology,
got.
I'll let you use psychology.
Psychology is pretty good.
I'm pretty
Fast
certain you
talk is
don't have
bad.
fast talk.
Okay.
I'll let you make a psychology. Otherwise,
No, I don't.
you obviously get an idea.
Yeah.
What he says about that is, we'll find out if he notices.
38.
38.
That's a success.
That is a
Yeah.
success. Okay. Um. Okay. Is that a regular
I
success?
I just blank stone,
Yeah.
cool as a cucumber.
He's just looking at
But
you.
I do pause.
Okay. Yeah.
I I pause it as if I'm thinking, which I am. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I say, hmm, I see. Thank you very much, Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice talking to you. I'm gonna go see if the ladies in the kitchen need any help,
Ain't
if there
no
are any ladies left.
ain't no ladies left.
No ladies left. Oh, well, I suppose I should go and find some of that delicious food somebody is cooking because it
All right.
smells
There's
lovely.
till we run out.
Okay. I go to the kitchen.
Yeah, you go to the kitchen. There's no women in there. You see
Okay.
uh you see Walrus and Penter are in there. Working on a
Oh
big
yeah.
stew pot. There is a set of steps that goes up from the kitchen. There's also a door set into the base of the steps. For closet, maybe a cellar. You're not sure. They see you. Oh, hello, Walrus says. I'm using what I
Hello.
can here to try to make sure everyone stays well fed. Are you hungry?
Ah, smells amazing.
Yes, it's
I
not quite
walk
ready yet.
over
Well,
and
this was going to be for our
peek
dinner tonight, but if you're
in.
hungry, yeah, it smells great.
Oh,
It's some kind of stew. It reminds you of the stew that he fed you guys in the woods. It has the same kind of spiciness about it. You know what I mean? There's a similar smell.
I'll take just like a small cup,
Oh,
if you don't
yeah.
mind.
Penner just kind of nods. He walks over, has to look through cabinets and finds a cup, literally a cup, puts it down, and Walrus scoops you up just a ladle full, half a ladle full, and gives it to you.
Cool.
Let me know what you think.
I'll start sipping. I take a sip and
Yeah, it's
I
very
give
good.
him honest feedback
Yeah, it needs
and
salt.
complimentary.
Other than that, it's pretty good. It's very good, actually. Okay. You tell him
I
it
say
needs
that,
salt. Okay. Artcraft
but I
cooking.
say it
There it
nicely.
is. Yeah. Okay. He looks at
You
Penter.
wanna?
Penter just nods. He starts looking around for salt in this room. It's a really nice it's a really nice kitchen. I mean, it's built obviously to feed a lot of people. He's cooking in a big ass pot. And Oyster sitting on the floor just waiting, like waiting for him to drop something or give her a little treat or whatever. Yes, oh, Oyster loves that. She's real excited.
Pet.
She forgets the food for a few minutes because she loves getting pets apparently.
Good puppy,
Oh, she gets
scritchy.
very excited. She goes on her back. She lets you rub her belly. You hit her spot. She does that little kick with the foot. She's very, very, very interested. She's having a good old time. And Walrus goes back to Penner brings him some salt. He adds just a little bit. He's stirring again, making sure that it doesn't burn on the bottom. You know, that kind of thing. I figured we'd need a lot because like a dozen people out there.
I don't know when you want to cut back to one of the other
Yeah,
guys.
we can cut
I
back.
feel like I've been
You do
talking
find
for a
out that
while.
he's fixing this for supper. It's still a little under. You think he tells you it's probably still a little underdone, but the meat that he's using was already cooked, so who cares? And yeah, you know that when this simmers for a long time, it'll probably be better. Um, Hutton, you're not getting many answers out of these guys. They're being very. They're just. They answer you with one syllable words. Huh? Yeah. I don't know. Is a common one. Frizzy's got them. That kind of thing. You can make me a spot hidden.
Spot
Yeah,
hidden, hard success.
these guys are cheating at cards, like a lot. You're seeing them slip cards out, and all three of them are doing it. Like they're just cheating. You're losing a lot of hands, so your
Yep.
button pile is going down very slowly.
Yeah.
But they're even cheating against each other. You see, it seems like. You know what I mean? You can make me a psychology on these guys too if you want. You're gonna
Yeah.
end up spending like 15, 20 minutes playing this game, trying to grill them or trying to get any information.
That's a hard success as well.
They don't. These people don't like each other. These guys do not like each other very much. You don't think, or really trust each other. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, they
I
don't
wonder
seem
why.
to know anything about farming. When you bring that up, they all say they're farmers, but you're like, how's the beans coming? And it's like, yeah, they're coming. You know, the farmers you've known, people you talk to, they talk about the weather, they'll talk about the crops, talk about something. These guys are very tight-lipped.
Mm.
Um, they're obviously scared to death of the Frizzies. They claim that they're not going to go out in the fields because they're scared of the Frizzi-Nocs out there. They're not going to go back to their buildings. They think there's Frizzies in all the buildings. Um, um, uh, but other than that, they're not giving you much to work with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And once after that much time, you run out of buttons. You're
Yeah.
out of money.
Yeah. It's gonna be very bold here.
Okay.
It's interesting that you know apparently somebody pulled a whole family out of a shop on the north side towards the end of the street and stacked the bodies.
They're just giving each other the eye.
And they weren't killed by frizzies.
They're looking at each other. They look over at Clyde. Yeah, they were killed by Frizzies. Everybody's killed by Frizzies. Clyde says. He was obviously paying attention to this conversation. He didn't realize it at the time.
Psychology.
Oh, yeah. Make me a psychology.
Ooh, that might be an extreme. Oh, just shy. Damn,
Just shy.
hard.
There's 4.
Oh.
It's a hard success.
I need 6.
He's lying. You got a hard success, right?
Yeah.
He's lying. Boldly. Almost boldly to you. Like, he's giving you the eye. Like, tell me I'm not telling you the truth. Is what you're feeling.
Yeah.
He looks pissed. You must be mistaken, he says. Are you a doctor? No, sorry. Are you a physic?
No. I mean,
You're mistaken. The Frizzy's got them all.
maybe I am.
Okay, we're going to cut to Aaron in the kitchen of the inn.
Yeah.
At the frizzy.
Wow.
I'm
Cliffhanger.
gonna lean really close to the door.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Fernando Jimenez.
You killed my
I
father.
am yeah, kind
Sorry.
of.
Prepared to die.
I am a dreamer. My friends and I think the people of this town were slain by bandits. If you are survivors, let me know. If you wish to stay hidden, I will keep your secret.
Okay, make me a listen check. You're right next to the door. Give yourself a bonus die.
I failed that.
Give yourself a bonus die.
Okay.
Don't sound so surprised.
Yeah, I still failed.
It still fell. You chirp. You hear this fake chirping again, and then you hear something else, but you can't make out any of the words. It's maybe whispering or hushed voices.
Yeah.
Whoever's behind this door is barricaded in. By the way, you realize that, right?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
The barricade's on your side. Somebody barricaded this door, wherever it goes, the closet or whatever. Potentially, you could go to a cellar. You don't know.
All right. If you want out of this room, chirp once for yes and twice for no.
Okay, make me another listen check.
Oh, one.
Oh,
That
one.
is what
Okay.
I wanted to
So this is
see.
the conversation you hear. What should we do? That's not a bandit. The bandits think we're Frizzies. But should I chirp once or twice? Dolphin, just Dolphin, just be quiet. I have to think. I have to think. It's like you can hear this very clearly with that 01.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're guessing it's coming from below you. That there's somebody. You're guessing there's a set of steps beyond this door, and these people are crouched probably either halfway up or right at the bottom of these steps. Whoever they are, and there's
Okay.
at least two. You hear two voices very distinctively. Oh, one. I'm giving you more than that. Boy and a girl. They sound pretty young.
Oh.
And the boy was the one about how many chirps should I do, and the girl called him Dolphin. Yeah, I'll give you spellings if you want of any of these names later. You guys can just write down what you think they spell like during the game.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
what do you do?
say it's best for me if I just
Right.
write it down phonetically. Um,
And she said, "Let me think. Let me think." Obviously.
yeah.
Oh, and
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for their response.
Okay, you hear a creak of the steps with that 01. Somebody's coming up very slowly up the steps, trying to be very quiet.
Like back behind there, right?
Yeah, behind there, behind those.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing's behind you.
For
The rest.
a second, I
You're
was
on an
like,
01.
like,
This fucking building is
me.
no. This fucking building is dead. I'll give you that 01. There's not another whisper of sound in this whole building that you can hear with an 01.
Okay.
You're pretty confident nobody is here, and nobody's going to sneak up on you for at least a little while with that roll. And the voice from the other side says, "I'm Fern. Dolphin is with me. We were here when they attacked. They think we're Frizzies and they barricaded the door." It's obviously a little girl's voice.
How old are you?
Oh, good question. 9.
Okay, so not old enough to fight.
9? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes through your mind.
Yeah.
Evil times.
Are you able? Do you have enough food?
This is where they store the food.
So yes, you have enough food.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
Are my parents all right? Josie's face.
Yeah. His jaw probably dropped for a second. He's like, "Oh man, this is bad."
This conversation is going through a door, so you're having to kind of raise your voice just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have not seen your parents, but your secret is safe. Your secret is safe with me.
They're across the street at the shop.
I will come back for you when it is safe. And then yeah, I'm going to leave him alone after that.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, yeah, say I might do a lap around the house, make sure there was like no one outside or anything, and like make sure anyone overheard our conversation.
Just leaving the building, walking around, make sure nobody's around.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, there's nobody around.
Like, okay. Or even like
you don't see anybody. There's nobody on the street. There's nobody behind the building. There's nobody in the other two houses are boarded up on either side. Across the street is boarded up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're gonna jump away from you so you can have a moment to think. Aaron, you've
fine.
walked around the inn. You're standing out front of the inn, like, Back at the tavern, Loren is being stared down by Clyde. Hold on. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I must be mistaken. I mean, you all are the villagers who live with these Frizzies, so.
So make me a fast talk. That's such a lie.
Oh yeah. Where's my fast talk?
Is it any good at all, Sean?
Say maybe I should have been there.
Yeah,
that looks like a good
38
face.
out of 16.
Okay. Yeah. He's just giving you the eye. Miss Eldridge, once you finish your little cup of soup or stew, it's a thick
Mhm.
stew. What do you want to do? Obviously, there's nothing
Okay.
going on in the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These two
Totally.
guys were with you.
Um, I have thoughts. So when Clyde mentioned, can you talk to a dead person? I got a light
Walrus.
bulb, and
Walrus.
Isabella got a light
Oh,
bulb.
oh yeah, Clyde did mention that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Uh huh.
Clyde. It was Clyde. Um, and so, but I'm still in the kitchen, so my light bulb is going off, and I'm thinking, where have I heard that? And I think about the spells. I'm okay. Out of character, I am having trouble remembering exactly where this came from, but on my character sheet, I do have a thing that says instructions on how to conduct a
A
seance
seance.
and also consult dark servant. So is that
Um,
written somewhere? Is that in my journal? Like, where is
I
that?
don't know. I don't know if you actually learned those spells. Um,
I think
I
I
know the Consult
did
Dark
because I wrote.
Servant was taught to you by Ada Keysberg, so you know how to
Yeah.
cast that
Well,
spell.
that's right next to the other one, so I assume I
So,
know those.
yeah, you probably learned them from
Maybe
reading
a
the Book of Marvels or the Morrissey's Book of Marvels on how
Yeah,
to
because I got some
cast.
Cthulhu mythos from that,
Um,
so I
wait,
think I
could
know
it
those
be
two spells. Pretty
is
sure.
one known but not cast or something like that?
she hasn't cast either one, that's for sure.
I
Okay.
haven't done anything yet,
No, so
Okay.
but
neither of those spells has ever
apparently I know
been
them.
casts, so that will require a roll.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
where the hell are those spell
Um,
books?
but can
Half
I
power is that?
remember?
It's a hard power check.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just
Okay.
gonna say
Can I
that you.
remember what I learned about them?
Here
How
we go.
long does
Marvels
it
of
take?
Science.
What's required?
Oh, this isn't right. Hmm. I don't remember how you learned those spells, to be quite honest. It was in
I
one of
think
the. Oh
from
God.
um reading Eleanor's books in her library, perhaps. Pretty sure.
Let's see. Oh, bingo, bango. That was the history of magic. It was in no, that was in French. English. The Magus or celestial intelligence are being a complete system of occult philosophy. I don't think you learned that spell. Um,
Why did I write it down then?
well, okay. I guess you could have.
Interpreted.
Um,
Because I
um,
feel like I wouldn't have written it down unless
okay.
you said
Yeah.
specifically,
Um,
write
well,
this down, have
yeah,
this.
that's true. So, yeah, you know how to cast those two spells. You've never cast them before. It requires a roll the first time you try to cast a spell in order to cast it.
Okay. Do I know information? Does it take a long time? Do I need a
Your
dark room? Like
seance, you got
what
to
do I
have a
know?
room. You've got to have either a talking board or people sitting around holding hands, and that kind of thing in order to communicate with the dead. You don't actually have
Gotcha.
to be where the body is. You need to be where the spirit is, according to this spell. So
Okay, thank you.
nighttime, it has to be nighttime. You could do it during the day if you had a room that was completely dark, very or super very dark. You know what I mean? Which shouldn't be hard in this
Dark.
town with
Dark.
all. Yeah,
Oh
it has to be
no.
very dark. Candles, typical seance thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So either sitting around the table
Thank
holding
you.
hands, or you could just have just you. If it's just you could use a talking board, but you do need that talking board, which you do not have. Although
I can easily make one.
you could just draw letters on a table and flip a glass upside
Literally
down
a piece
and
of paper works.
no.
I mean, in real life, people
Well, if you do
use
that,
that.
you'd have to
Well,
put them
maybe not in the
you'd
game,
have to
but
put them like around in a circle and have the glass or whatever inside the circle, and it would go to them in that way. You know what I mean? If you do a piece of paper, you can't have a glass like slide across that. It won't work. It'll just bump it and
I
move
meant
it.
one. Well,
One piece of
I guess
paper will
if
not
it's not
work.
big enough,
It would not be smooth enough. It would just crinkle as your glass was moving. You know what I mean? Maybe
sure.
parchment, heavy
Well,
parchment, maybe. But
I'll figure it out.
you
I'm not
need.
trying to do it right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Um,
There is some prep work you'd have to do.
yeah. I guess my first thought was to like get out my journal and look at whatever I've maybe written about that. If I have anything I've written, I don't know. Just
No.
consulting my own thoughts, I guess,
You could
to think
look
about
at
making a
you could
plan.
look at the stuff you wrote from that you magically copied into the journal if you want.
That too. I also
You can
wanted
do
to do
that.
that. So
Okay.
I will be doing that.
So just standing here in the
Right.
kitchen, you just pulling out your journal and looking through it is, or where do you want to go? Where do you want to do this?
I think it's fine to hang out in the kitchen, just,
Okay. Yeah.
look up every once in a while and make
Okay.
comments and chat
Yeah.
and scratch the dog and just read my,
You're looking in this journal. This is nonsense. Whatever you copied from that magical scroll, it reads more like a stream of consciousness of your own that doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything, and you come to the realization that you don't have any of that information from that parchment. So that's useless. Um,
Okay.
you do have a
At
little
least I know that.
information from when you were in Liberty, Independence about what happened with your friend. None of that is magical writing. You know what I mean? It's just here's what happened to me today. Here's
Yeah.
the events that occurred. This strange, crazy
Diary
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah. So your
Okay.
journal's not going to be real helpful. Hutton, what are you doing?
Um,
Some time is passing. It'll probably be around 4 in the afternoon by the time we finish up with journal reading and potentially dealing with people in the tap room. Clyde is still just staring at you.
well, unfortunately, I'm all out of buttons.
You gotta have something to bet. That's one of the guys at the table. They've
Yeah,
all put their cards down. They're just kind of looking at you too. They look back at Clyde a few times.
I guess I'm out of the game.
Sorry, one of them says.
Yep. I'm gonna get up and head into the kitchen.
Okay. You find Miss Eldridge. Okay, you're gonna head in the kitchen. We'll jump to Fernando back up the street.
Yeah, I want to look for a nid or whatever. That's what I want to do next. I want
Where?
to head towards the table.
Towards the stable? Yeah. You head down the
Yeah.
street towards the stable. Um, you see the zebras are in there. They've been watered. There's some oats they're munching on. They're each in a stall. Um, um, no smell in here. No rotten smell. No
Okay.
sign of any people in here.
Okay. Um, I want to check the place out. See if I see like maybe a scuffle anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks like, let's see, it's a wooden stable. Large double doors. They're just open right now. All the windows have shutters and bars, but no glass. Um, it's decorated with all the star motifs and engravings. There's a dozen stalls downstairs and a haymow up above. Um, looks like there's also bags up there. You would guess bags of oats. Um, just these two zebras are all that's in here. Um, um, there is some blood stains. There are blood stains in two of the other stalls, and there's a few blood stains in the building. You know what I mean?
Are they fresh or old?
They're not super old. They're not wet. They're
Okay.
dried blood stains, but
Okay.
they're not like 10 years
Crusty.
old. They're not like 10 years old. You know what I mean? They're just
Okay.
they're not terribly old. Some of the
Okay.
straw that's still in here has blood on it. That's dried.
Okay. I guess that's what I was looking for, whether it was wet or dry, if for
Hmm.
the most part. All right. Because yeah, I'm kind of wondering where. I can't think of his name, but the guy that was supposed to help show us around,
Fiscal.
but fiscal.
Yeah.
That's right. I was kind of expecting him to show up somewhere, but then I also was wondering where a Nid was.
Hmm.
So
Not here.
if I don't see any of them, yeah,
Unless he's up in the hay.
I am going to check up in the loft. I'm going to kind
Nobody's
of
up
search
here.
the
Unless they're buried in
place
the hay
thoroughly.
and they're absolutely quiet. There's nobody in. There's nothing up here.
I am going to poke around in the hay. Sort of like a pitchfork or something.
Yeah, there's a pitchfork up here.
All right, I'm gonna put the handle in towards the handle.
Oh, the handle. Okay. All right, you're stabbing with the handle. You're not
I'm
running into
poking.
anything up here.
Okay, I'm poking. I'm not like.
No, I know. You're not like, you're just like sliding it into this loose hay that's
Yeah.
up here. But you're not. You don't find after a little while. You don't find anything. It's just hay.
Okay. And I put the pitchfork back in its place.
Yeah.
And then head back down and yeah, I think I'll start heading towards the inn then.
The inn or
The
the
other
tavern?
inn.
The tavern.
The tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Loren, you're back in the kitchen.
Yep.
Miss Eldridge is looking through a. Looks like some kind of that book that she pulled out when she had it in the empty house. No, she had it in the wizard's house for a little while, and the one she seemed very satisfied about it. She's looking towards the front of it.
Yeah, I have a frown on my face now. My brow is crinkled and I'm like frowning, reading it.
I'm gonna attempt something
Shaking my head.
here.
Okay.
Where'd Andy go? There he is.
Putting my beer away. I'm out of drinks. It's terrible.
Peekaboo.
Isabella seems to be a educated individual. As I come into the room, in Latin, I'm going to say,
no.
Isabella, we have a problem.
Okay. Do you have any points in Latin, Isabella?
I don't even need to check my character
Okay,
sheet.
make a
I
roll.
do not.
You have a 1% chance of picking up on what he's saying from some Latin that you learned in high school a few years ago that you don't really remember because everybody took Latin.
Holy shit. That's actually a 9.
A 9 is not going to
Wait, let me just,
I don't think you have Latin, but you can check. I'll check. I got your character sheet open here and make it easy.
What would that be under?
It would be under.
Oh yeah, I just have English.
Yeah. Language is other, so you had a 1% chance. There's not enough coins out right now to make it to 9 points. So
yeah.
You have no idea what he just said to you. With a 9, you're guessing it's Latin or maybe Italian, or French. And you don't speak either of those languages, so
yeah. I look at him blankly for a second.
That's perfect.
And I blink a couple times.
Oh my god, dogs.
And I say, would you like to try that in English?
He's doing just that.
He's just subtly gesturing.
I don't know where are you?
I'm
like
still confused. I'm like, what?
With your head, Sean? Where are you gesturing? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, you can still have this conversation.
Yep.
I have to go. My mom is back, so I gotta go let her in. I'll be right
back. No.
Okay. Okay.
I think we might want to go check on Fernando. It's been a while since we split up.
Oh, okay. Oh. How long even? I wonder how long this has been. Not that long, though. Maybe like half an hour?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been as long as it's been.
I guess I'll still look at you and say, why do you say that? I'm sure there's more to do here.
Well, there's Frizzi's about, and he decided to go check on the building by himself.
True.
And the last building we checked had bad Frizzies in it, so we might want to.
Oh! I pull out my rock, my rocky-talkie. That's not our own invention. That's from true. Another podcast. But I pull it out and I talk into it. I say, Fernando, hello, Fernando, can you hear me? Are you okay? You have it.
Yes, I am okay. Are you safe?
Oh, good. So glad to hear that. We're fine. We're in the tavern. Everything is very okay here. Very relaxed, but we just wanted to make sure you weren't torn apart.
No, not torn apart.
Okay. Any news?
No news.
No news at all? Oh, okay.
Psychology?
Dang it, Fernando.
Yeah, roll a psychology.
Should I roll a psychology? Okay, yeah, because although that is a little bit metagamey, but like
Um,
I don't know.
I would have had an extreme success.
All right.
Oh,
What about you, Isabella?
oh, 61. Wait. What's my psych? Ah, that's a fail. All right.
All right. So
So,
Fernando's telling the truth
it was,
to Isabella, but yeah, he's lying his ass off to Hutton.
wait, what? Wait, did you say something else
That you didn't
besides
hear.
those?
That no, what I understood and what you understood are two different things.
Yes.
Oh, that's how we interpret it.
All
Okay,
right.
got you,
Okay,
got you.
so what
So
happened
Yeah.
here? Give me a quick rundown.
we
A
used
lot.
the rock to speak to Fernando,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
and
Right there in the
Isabella.
And make sure he's okay.
Yes, Isabella asked if everything was okay, and he said, "Yeah, everything's great," or to that effect. I did a psychology,
And I asked if there was any news,
You did
and he
psychology
said no news.
and got a
And
extreme
I did a fast
success.
talk,
yeah,
and I did a
something's.
I
fast
failed.
talk.
Oh, you did a
So,
fast talk. Oh, how did you do?
so I got a regular success for fast talk, but he got an extreme or a hard success for his psychology.
It was an extreme, you said, Sean?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, something's up.
Yeah.
Do not seem to think that he's in any
I'm
immediate
oblivious.
danger, though.
I'm gonna try this.
While you're talking into these stones, Valrus and Penta are looking at you. They seem quite surprised at this.
Oh,
We're just checking in on our friend.
Yours is probably. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you pull it out? Yeah. Okay. They heard Fernando's voice, right? Were you whispering or anything, Fernando?
I was probably talking in hushed tones.
They still heard a voice come out of nowhere. So yeah, they seem very surprised, and they're like, not Penter. Penter's just watching you, but Valrus is like, what, what is that?
We created magic rocks.
That talk?
we're dreamers. I don't remember if we've already told you we're dreamers, but yes, magic.
They just. How?
Yes.
How do they talk?
They,
It's,
magic.
What we say into them goes to the people who have other pieces of the rock.
Which is the other fellow.
Fernando.
Yeah. Yes. I forgot his name. Yes.
That's all right. Yeah. I forgot their name too.
Huh. He just looks a little like mystified at this whole situation.
He can probably make you one if you like at some point.
Stew. Oh.
Is there a back door to this?
Yes, there's a back door in the kitchen. It is it's currently it's probably wide open. Because daylight out, but there's a lot of heat in this kitchen accumulating with the big fire going and everything.
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh, Loren. Also, I forgot to tell you, the thing I copied in my journal was, well, it turns out it's gibberish. So, unfortunately, I don't have the contents of that scroll. Like I thought I did.
Oh, that's a shame.
Fernando, you come into the. Are you still going to the tavern?
Yeah.
Okay, you're there. You come in the front door. You see men playing dice or cards. You see Clyde sitting at the bar. Open door probably goes to the kitchen. Steps that go. This is a tavern. The tavern does not have steps out in the common room. They're back in the kitchen. These two buildings are a lot alike, but they're not. And I got to keep remembering. There's obviously steps from in the inn that go up to rooms, and that kind of thing. I'm just trying to keep track of these two buildings.
And also, I want to add to that. Talking to Loren, I want to say, also, when I was talking to Clyde, he sarcastically asked me if I could talk to dead people, and well, that gave me a thought. I did learn actually this spell, for how to conduct a seance. Well, not so much a spell, but instructions. And I thought maybe we could go back to the wizard's house maybe tonight if we're brave enough and because it needs to be dark,
Yeah.
seance. Um, and we could perhaps try to consult with the wizard spirit, and maybe at the same time, I could also retry copying that scroll into my journal again.
It would be worth a
What do you
try.
think?
It's worth a try.
Okay, let's jump to Fernando in the front. What
Great.
are you going to do, Fernando?
I'm right now. I'm looking for my friends
You
for a second.
you can hear
I
their
don't see them
voices.
about the room.
Their voices are coming from the kitchen.
Okay, so yeah, then I will head towards the kitchen.
Yeah, they're in there, along with Valrus and Penter. Penter has moved over. He's walked over towards
I'll,
the back door.
I
He's
was
kind of
probably
doing
watching
this.
to see who saw me. Like they probably noticed me bandaged up and blood probably still pretty fresh. Well, blood fresh from them
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Clyde did give you a
um,
look as you came in.
yeah, and I kind of look at him as well.
Yeah, he just watches you while you go over
All
to the
right,
kitchen door.
all right, and I watch him
I'll
too.
ask Clyde
Okay,
if Clyde's around.
Clyde's in the tap room.
Yeah,
You guys are
he's
in the
in the
Okay,
other
kitchen,
room.
and then
when I
Fernando has
see
just come in.
Fernando,
Yeah, sorry. Go
okay,
ahead.
when I see Fernando, can I'll notice him sort of bleeding through his bandages, and I'm concerned. So, and I don't want to rip up too much more of my dress if I don't have to. So,
It's it's
I'll
typical.
go.
Yeah,
If she
Yes,
looks
it's
concerned at
just
yes,
my bandages, she's like, no, 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 no. I'm fine. They'll need
yeah.
changed
Well,
when they need changed.
let me just. Since I don't have any extra bandages on me, why don't I go see if I can ask Clyde if he has any extra first aid supplies? So, I do that.
Okay.
See if I can get
no.
bandages.
He does not. He says
Oh, do you have an extra bed sheet, perhaps, or something like that
we're
that
using
I
them.
could?
We're using the rooms upstairs. Not. No. No, they're not.
What
We're
about
using
the
everything
there's
we've got here.
sure, yes. Well, but life-threatening injuries, sort of take precedence
We're
over
using them.
great. Never mind. And I'll turn heel, just pivot on my heel
Mm-hmm.
and like
Okay.
slightly storm off
Yeah. Back to the kitchen.
in a huff.
Back to the
That
kitchen.
was rude. Yeah.
Yeah, he was kind of rude. He's been through some. He's seen some shit, or whatever. However you want to view it is fine.
I I like exasperated sigh when I get back into the kitchen
Okay.
and I go, well, Clyde is no help. Um, maybe when we get back to the wizard's house, we can see if we can get some sheets from there. Hopefully the Frizzies won't mind us stealing.
I think they
Sure.
would.
That'd be great.
Didn't the
But well,
sign say
they
not
kind of
to loot or plunder
the
or?
thing is they're already attacking people anyway. It's like, does it even matter if we commit a crime? I don't even know. Why should we even worry about that?
What does that got to do with any of this? Valrus says, stirring his
I,
stew.
oh God.
You guys are not having a clever
Valrus, you're so far
conversation
behind.
right now. Oh, fill me
Yeah.
in. What's going on? These people seem really. They're they're terrified.
Yes,
There's
like
bad
Should we
things
I'm
here. It
going to
sounds
slow
like.
like
down?
I'm going to put or speak in hushed tones or whatever and tell them to like motion them to come here really quick, but like quietly.
Who?
Uh, the two guys that I can forget their names.
Valrus and Penter?
Valrus and Penter.
Yeah,
Those are the two
Bowers.
cooks, or the cook and
Yeah,
whatever Penter is.
they're the guys that we met on the
Yeah, on the
road,
road.
right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I want to fill them in on what we found,
Okay.
and
Like
then I'm
everything
going
you
to
telling
fill.
them? Are you telling them everything as
I'm
best you
telling
can
them
put it
about
together?
the the wizard's house
Hmm.
and the bodies in the bed, and then
Hmm.
about the bodies in the field
Hmm.
and the foot tracks we saw. And then I'm going to tell everyone about the kids that I came in contact with who in the other inn that
Mm.
have been murdered. And um, yeah, like they're kids, and their parents were some of the people that we probably found behind the shop.
Oh no. Okay, so you're basically just unloading everything for these two guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then also telling Isabella and Hutton about the kids and that situation.
So
Um,
now are you telling me you think these guys are bandits or
yeah,
something? Murders? Okay, okay.
yeah. I'm
He looks pretty
say the
nervous
kid
about
said
that.
the kid said bandits attacked the town, and like they've been pretending to be Frizzi-Nocs. So
Oh, that's
Hmm.
he seems very concerned about this. He's
Did they
Shh, I'm gonna close
did they
this
say
door.
where?
I'm gonna close this door. He's going over to the door between the
Good.
kitchen and the tap room. Vower says.
That.
Penter goes to the back door. He's peeking out. Um, it looks like Oyster wants to like get into that pot, but it's too hot. So she's just kind of like,
she's like, yeah,
I want to ask Fernando. Did the kids say where the bandits went, or who they are, what they look like, anything like that?
I I think their parents barricaded them in the cellar to keep them safe, and then went to help.
everybody can make me an intelligence check.
Me?
Everybody.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Voss
No,
closes
I
the
failed.
door between the kitchen and the tap room. Penter's looking out the back door, which is still open. Hutton, you think you remember somebody mentioned that there were frizzies in the basement in the cellar of the inn. That was mentioned by one of these people, these men. You're muted.
Somebody said there were frizzies in the basement. So I think maybe the kids got lucky and were able to convince them.
convince them what?
Yes, and they're safe there for the moment. So I feel we should leave them there for the time being, and let anyone who thinks that they're frizzies to think they're frizzies.
What should we do? Is what Vower says.
I think we should find in Nod or whatever his name was, and
Wait, who?
Nid. A Nid.
Anid.
Anid.
Oh, okay. Anid. Yes, Anid. Go ahead. Sorry, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't think of the name. It's weird.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we shouldn't try to cause any trouble tonight. Let's try and not let on that we know too much, and just keep a low profile in this inn as we can.
Vower nods. Yeah.
Did Fernando? Excuse me. Did Fernando hear me say to Loren about the seance thing and going back to the wizard's house?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, I'll repeat that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat that for Fernando.
I think Clyde and the men out there playing cards, I think they know that we know it's not frizzies.
Oh, really?
What did you say to them? I looked.
That's a coin.
What did they say to you? Yes,
Take
please fill us in.
Coin.
Well, when I mentioned that it looked like somebody had gone into the house across the street from the other tavern and at least had pulled some bodies out, and they're like, "Nope, you must be confused. It was frizzies."
Ah, I see.
And what did you say to them?
I said you must be right. I must be mistaken. You have more experience with frizzies.
But
smart.
You didn't believe those words, did you?
Of course not. And I know Clyde was lying, and the other men were cheating in cards, and you don't trust a cheat.
Scandalous. Why aren't the Frizzies attacking them for cheating?
because there's no Frizzies to come into the tavern.
Yeah, that's true.
The cage attached to this tavern was old and rusted and empty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we have our first suspect, one or multiple. That's
And if we try to leave,
I want her.
they're probably going to try to kill us.
Yes.
If we
Maybe.
stay, they're going to kill us.
Maybe.
What about a motive? Why?
Because we
Why
know
would they do?
something.
No, I mean, before we got here, why would they attack their own villagers and pretend it's the Frizzies? And they killed the wizard too.
They're the bandits.
Why would they do this?
The children said a bandits attacked the town.
They're the bandits.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
And they murdered everyone that they knew of in town. Maybe we could look for more survivors. There's other buildings we haven't checked out. But we need to try to keep a low profile.
All the other buildings that you've seen have had nailed up doors. Doors have been nailed shut.
Right.
Like every single one. Yeah. So keep that in mind.
From the outside.
From the outside,
right?
Yes. Yeah. Everything else, even that one that you went into that obviously had nothing happened inside it. Was closed up, the ground floor was. So keep that in mind.
So the only one that didn't was the house Fernando went to with the kids in it? Or did that one also have?
That one was not sealed up. Okay. Actually, there was the front door of the goods building was not nailed shut. You did notice that. You wouldn't have missed that because every other door in this town, except for this tavern and the stable, the storage house isn't nailed shut, but there's a big bar and bolts on the outside. And the Frizzy farm was not nailed shut, but yeah, it says Frizzy
okay.
farm.
In theory, though, that doesn't mean anything because the bandits could have put someone in there and then nailed it up.
Yeah, but what you're saying is, what Fernando said was maybe some of these other houses are safe, or there's people in there. Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
I just want to make sure you guys have all the information. There could still be people in some of the nailed up houses. You haven't found any cellars in any of the houses you've been in except for the inn. Fernando, you think is the cellar. And there might be a cellar in this building. There's a door over here at the base of the steps. You know what I mean? Like the steps go up and then there's a door. So there could potentially be a cellar in this building. There was definitely not one in the wizard's house. There was definitely not one in the other house that you explored. You didn't see any sign of one in the single room of the goods building either. You know what I mean? There were steps going up, but there wasn't like a door in the base of those steps back there in that storage room. Sorry, I should just shut up. I've already given you all this information.
Yeah.
Definitely no cellar in the stables either, Fernando. You went over that place with a fine-tooth comb.
Right. And all the grain was poured above, so there's no reason. Yeah. I still kind of want to check out the storeroom. But
I want to check out the store. The goods.
Yeah, that's I guess that's what
Is that what you meant?
I think this, yeah, is that the same thing? Is that what we're thinking of? I'm thinking of number 3 or whatever.
Number 3 is the storehouse, which is all closed up with a bar on the front.
That's where the kids are.
Right? No, the kids are at 7. The kids are at 7 at the inn. And then the goods. Are you talking about the goods building, the one where Fernando got attacked? That is at 8. And that one did not have a bar. It did not have the front door nailed shut, for whatever reason.
Oh, the front door nailed shut.
Right. The windows on the sides were.
I might be willing to try to enter the front door of the goods store, but I'm not going to try to break into the back door of the goods store anymore.
Yeah. Well, should we do that or go back to the wizard's house and do the seance? I don't know if you all are into that sort of thing, but I just wonder if we could get some uh, answers from the wizard, perhaps.
I do not have much faith in such things. I don't.
Well, think about. I point to his torch if he's still holding that,
Yeah, he is.
and
You have to hold it.
yeah.
It's hard to put it
Okay,
down. It starts to scorch the
I
Yeah,
floor.
point.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I'm not gonna put it down because it's burning.
You can
It
find
does
an
create.
Yeah,
umbrella
I
stand
point
or
to his
something. You should be
torch
fine.
and I
Okay.
say,
Or a bucket.
"Well, you made that with magic, so why
Bring
is
me in.
talking to a ghost outlandish?
Because I'm
It's the
dreaming.
dreamland
Because
Because I'm
I'm
dreaming.
dreaming.
Yeah.
because you're dreaming. Well, so am I, and
But
ghosts could show
you're
up in a
talking
dream.
about doing
Easy.
something you learned in the waking world.
I don't see why that wouldn't translate to the dream world. In fact, even more so than anything else, honestly. I
Uh,
read a lot of very spooky fiction, you know. I know about these things. Trust me.
I am intrigued by it to see if it would work, but I'm just going to say that I am suspicious of it working.
Well, there's no harm in trying, in my opinion. But I suppose we should go with our top priority, whatever that may be. Um, Up to the group as a whole, I think. Unless we want to split up.
We can try to speak with the wizard. I think we'll need to find some place
Broke
where
up,
we
Sean.
can. Oh,
After we need to speak to the wizard, we could try to speak to
yeah,
the wizard.
but I think we need to find a place where we are safe from the men in this tavern.
Where would that be?
Uh,
Bowers says.
Good question. I don't know that anywhere is particularly from them.
Well, there's the
Maybe
room in the stables or the where they held the Frizzi
barn?
in the
Yeah,
barn.
I was just thinking.
Has anyone seen a nid?
No,
Oh, no. We should probably
Maybe.
find him. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
at
think
first?
we should look for a nid for the time being.
Okay, let's do that.
All right.
Spot hidden.
No,
I don't know.
you got to go where he is before you get a chance.
Yeah,
where are you going?
We go.
Yeah, where?
I will tell them
Sounds.
I searched the stables, and I didn't find him there. So where would have wrote his name down?
Fiscal.
Where would have Fiscal went?
Oh, did we see him?
No, you didn't see him downstairs in the tavern.
were your zebras in the stables?
Yes, they were in the stables and put away. It looked like they were well cared for.
Have we been upstairs? Is there an upstairs in the tavern?
Yeah, there's a set of steps there in the kitchen.
Haven't been upstairs, huh?
No, I
Let's go
suppose not.
upstairs.
I just
yeah.
think there's some rooms up there, is what Valrus says. I don't think they're being. I think some of them are sleeping up there. Some of these people.
Did you see Fiscal or Enid?
He just shakes his head. Didn't come through here.
Okay. Well, I suppose let's
go ahead.
Let's walk around and see if we can find them.
Yeah, where?
One of them at least.
I'll at least go out into the main room and ask. Did I write it? I forgot his name again.
Clyde.
Clyde. There you go.
It's the only name out there right now. Or the one. Oh, you did find out some names, Sean.
Clyde and Fiscal, but
the guys you played with. Bucka, Ois, and Adalbert. were the three guys you played cards with, just in case you care. You go
So
talk to Clyde. What do you want to say to him?
I'm just going to generally ask Clyde, like, has Fiscal or our friend Anid come into the tavern?
Haven't seen him.
Okay.
You have a nice
Um.
conversation back there.
It was just a conversation.
Mm.
Um.
You figured out how you're
Where
gonna
would the
help us?
Fiscal gone after putting our zebras into the stables?
I don't know. Maybe the Frizzies got him.
I'm sure we would have heard him scream if the Frizzies started attacking him.
Depends on how fast they got him.
Didn't you hear me scream as the Frizzies attacked me? I'm sure you heard something.
Uh-uh. You guys were on the other side of town. Door was facing the wrong way. You didn't scream a whole lot. You never said you screamed when they attacked you. I think you
I
probably
know, but
grunted. You're
in
probably
my
like, oh,
mind,
oh, oh. I don't see Fernando like, ah! You know?
true, yeah. So yeah, in his mind it hurt like hell, and I'm sure in his mind he thought he screamed.
Yeah, he might
But
have.
um, okay, well,
Have you?
yes, we should find our friend Anid.
Well, have you figured out how to help us?
I haven't yet. It seems like these Frizzies has just torn apart this town. We
Yeah.
might need more time.
I don't think
Um,
we got a lot of time.
yeah. Um,
Good answer.
we I we might need to find a safe place to stay for nightfall.
Another night with them things outside, rolling around, scratching at the doors, trying to get in. Oh, I look forward to it.
Go sleep with the Frizzies. We'll be safer there.
You scream that from the kitchen?
No, I whisper that to our group only. Oh wait, am I not there?
You're not
Sorry.
there. Fernando went out and talked to Clyde. Nobody else went out there.
Okay. My bad, my bad. Never mind.
You guys are still in the kitchen.
You gentlemen don't happen to have any kind of.
Take it. Loren went out there. What? Who are you
No,
talking to?
I'm in the
Oh,
kitchen. I'm in the
Bowers and
kitchen.
Penter? Yeah.
Yeah. You don't happen to have any kind of meat, do you?
Just what was in the cellar down there. There's still some meat down there. It's not fresh. It needs to be salted. It needs to be cooked probably by tomorrow. But it can
Ah,
still be eaten. I mean, it's not rotten. It's
well,
just
that's
gonna be
actually
rotten
perfect.
soon.
We want it to be raw, right? If we're gonna use it as bait, if that's what you're getting at.
Well, no, it's been
No?
cured, right? The meat downstairs.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
thought you said it was raw.
it's like beef, but it isn't very old. It's not bloody. You know what I
Hanging,
mean? Like
Yeah.
hanging.
it's been hanging probably for a week.
Yeah.
It's still edible. It needs to be eaten soon, or it is going to turn. It's not green yet, but it's going to be soon.
This is gonna sound
Is what Vower
horrible,
says. We
and I
must
don't.
sacrifice one of the children.
No, I don't know how. Clearly, because there are frizzies in one of the cages in the barn.
Oh yeah, he said that. That's Vower's. Fernando,
Uh,
are you going to come back to the kitchen after you talk to Clyde?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You can be in on this too then.
Okay.
About this point in the conversation.
what
Okay.
what building was it that they were connected to?
Who?
Which one?
Oh, the Frizzies. It is the one that's just to the right of building number 5. Is the one that you went in, you explored
Okay.
it. You don't think there was any Frizzies in there. There were no bodies in there. It's just empty, and it's kind of
Everyone had
messy.
looked like they packed up and left,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
Somebody ran. You got the impression somebody like fled from that house very quickly, but there's nothing in
But
it.
like way before any shit hit the fan in the town,
Do
right?
you
Like
have
they had been
no
gone for
idea
a
how?
while.
No, it was not like dusty. It
Okay.
wasn't dirty, but somebody. You got the impression that somebody like ran from downstairs and out of the place at some point. A couple things were askew, that kind of thing. You just got this kind of idea that it just felt like it was hastily abandoned and then was boarded
Okay.
up. And I think you guys pulled all the boards off, all the shutters on the outside. You let yourself in. When you left, you closed the door behind you. The door was closed, it was nailed shut as well. So that's what's going on with that house.
So, why are those Frizzies locked up, but all the other ones are free? And the cages, other cages, were all closed.
Yeah, all the cages were closed. They looked like they had been used. I mean, there was some, you probably spotted some frizzy fur in some of them. They weren't like dusty or dirty, like they hadn't been used in a long time or anything like that.
I have an idea, and I don't think it'll work. It's the only thing I can think of.
That
I
sounds like a
don't
great
think
idea
it
then.
will work.
About baiting the Frizzies that are currently in the barn from one cage to another and locking them in it.
Or we could just set them free.
I think
I'm
setting them
thinking,
free would only turn them into more Frizzi-Nocs
I'm
as soon as
thinking
they entered
about
the forest.
getting them
That
into the
joke.
cage attached to the tavern.
Is there a cage attached to the tavern?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
You guys found a cage for the tavern. You found a cage for the inn. But the cage for the,
And
you didn't examine the inn cage, but the tavern cage was all dusty. There was no cage for the frizzy farm.
So, like,
Let's move them to the tavern one then. Maybe. I don't know.
What'll that do? Walrus asks.
Make the Frizzies attack the bandits in the tavern? I don't know.
He seems completely confused by like you've kind of described him
uh,
the frizzy farm and all this other jazz, and he seems a
my,
little he doesn't
my
know
whole
he
thing
can't
is
he can't put it in his head right.
these Frizzies are out in the homes that they're attached to, but all of their cages are locked.
What does that even mean though?
Can they get into the homes even when their cages are locked?
I don't feel I feel like they're just magical creatures, but don't necessarily have like magical powers like that. Like that would be
Yeah.
like teleportation or, you know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that they can do that. They seem mostly like animals to me, but
I
we don't
mean,
really know.
Well, then my other thought would be to try to lure some out of some of the buildings and into their cages.
so,
Yeah.
um, if I'm thinking this correctly, you think the Frizzies are attached to these cages somehow?
Yes,
Um, so
How?
what would happen if we would just open one of the doors of the cages?
I don't know.
Maybe we could try opening one of the doors of the cages and see what would happen. Um,
Uh,
if they're attached to these cages, maybe they'll enter the cage expecting something to happen.
Potentially, but my thought is they might be a little too far gone at this time to willingly go into the cage. We have to trick them.
Well, we
Like I
also
said,
don't know what magic is
um,
involved,
Correct.
what what
how they
else
work.
what else did you notice in that control room? It just looked like a bunch of levers to me. Um, did
I mean,
anything else stand out to you that you
there
remember?
was a lever for every house,
Lever
and
for a
weren't there
cage,
every cage? And then there was
6 additional levers, and then 2 more
yeah.
levers in addition to those. And those
There's
6 and those 2 were different enough that you're like, this does something else. Was your
yeah.
best
There
guess?
there were another 8 levers, like 6 and 2, that I'm not sure what they do, but they don't seem to be the same as the rest. So then maybe there's a all open, all close. Um, yeah,
Hmm. Sounds like we should do some experimenting.
I
Science.
suggest if we experiment, we should start small first and
Yes,
try just opening one cage and see what happens.
I would agree.
One cage that is attached to a house that we know that has frizzies in it.
Let's do the wizard's house.
Okay.
Yeah, you know there's frizzies in there. Sounded like a lot of them. Looked like a lot of them. Okay, so what are y'all doing?
I guess it's a good idea to deal with the wizard's house, the frizzies in there before we try to do any sort of seance. It almost seems like I'm the only one into that idea, though. But I really think it's a good idea, at least to try.
Yep.
Well, keep in mind, you haven't cast a spell yet. You have to make a check.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, out of character,
Is
you
it
have to make
hard?
a
I mean,
hard power check to succeed. If you fail, you can push it, but if you fail the push, there are dire consequences, and it can actually
okay,
kill
a
you.
hard that
Y'all can
would.
have each have about a magic. Each everybody can get a magic point back. It's been roughly an hour since the Frizzy attack. I think it's probably less, but it's close enough. So everybody can have one magic point back. Yes, dire consequences.
Question. How many times can I make that roll? Is there a limit? Is it only once, or
No, if you
can
have
I just try
no,
again?
if you fail, you're gonna have to go back to the book and study the spell and relearn
Again,
it. And in this
Yep.
case, it'll take you 2d6 weeks to learn that spell. And that book is in the waking world. It's not here.
Yep.
Now I'm giving
Ah!
you,
So I have one chance.
yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, and you'll have to do that
Oh,
with the spell in order to contact basically ghouls as well, because you've
yeah,
never
that's the
cast them
other
before.
thing.
Yeah, because
Well,
you've never.
so I could try to do each of those the same setting. If one fails, I could try the other one and just see if it works, right? In theory?
Right. In theory, yes. In
Okay.
theory, you could do that. Sometimes, okay, when you cast a spell and then you push it and fail the second roll, the spell you'll still get the spell to work, but it is multiple. It multiplies the magic point use cost by a potentially very large factor, which could kill you. Because first it'll eat your
Right.
magic points, and then it eats your hit points. And if you go to 0,
But that's only if you
you
push
will
it.
die. That's only if you push it. If you just try and you fail, you got to go back and learn again. You don't have Asa with you to teach you the other spell, and I can't remember if it's in any of your books. It might be, but she taught you that spell, so you know how to. You think you know how to do it, but until you do it the first time, you don't know for sure that you can do it. That's how
Yeah.
the rules work.
I took the library, the arcane
Yes,
library
that stuff's
of
back.
Eleanor.
If that spell is in
I
there,
have it,
yes, if that spell is in those books, you
not
can
in the
go back
Dreamlands.
and you can try to learn those spells over time in the waking world. Or if you can find that spell here in the Dreamlands, you can do it here in the Dreamlands same way. So there's a lot of options.
Hmm.
Very dangerous to push, and it might nothing might it might not be a big deal, or it could potentially just kill you outright. Like you just drop dead, all shriveled up.
Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not
That's
risking
fine.
that.
That's fine.
That's not happening.
Yes,
If I
it's
fail,
just
I fail.
yeah.
I'd like to try though.
You can try anytime you want. There's not much point of you can't. I think you have to. It has to be at night to cast the contact ghoul spell and a cemetery.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
both pretty much at
the
night,
seance
so
thing has you have to have the setup for the seance thing in some way.
We can do both. We still have daylight left.
Yeah, it's
Let's
about 4 o'clock.
try to open one of the cages
Yeah.
while there's daylight.
yes.
Okay.
And say preferably the wizard's house. If the frizzies come into the cage, and then we can lock them up in there, then we know we can do that seance then that night.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're going to the Frizzy farm,
Yep.
right? Okay. You going out the back door? Or you going out the front?
Back.
Okay. Yeah. You just leave. You leave the tavern. You head over down the street. And you go over to the Frizzy farm. Get inside. No problem. These guys aren't around. Nothing has changed in there. The Frizzies are like, hello, 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 hello. Hi, 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 hi. They're jumping. They seem especially. Everybody can make a spot hidden.
I'm really not trying to pay any attention to them.
Then
in all
don't make the
honesty.
roll. You don't even want to deal with this.
Right.
So you're just like,
Yeah.
okay. Loren.
I'm kind of doing the whole Caesar Milan, no touch, no talk, no eye contact sort of deal,
Okay.
like that he does with dogs.
Extreme.
Extreme. Isabella, did you make your roll?
No.
Okay. Loren, the Frizzies seem to be mostly enamored of you and Isabella. They are just so happy to see you. They just seem like in cloud nine. If Isabella, if you go over and stick your fingers in the cage or whatever, they're all just like, yeah. They're just super happy. They just love you, apparently.
Okay. As long as they're not biting me, I'll try to pet them.
No, they're rub up against you. A couple of them like nib at your fingers and they like lick your fingers. Basically, they just are so thrilled to see you. Fernando walks by with like this, like I'm not even looking at these sons of bitches, and he just heads right for this room. But Loren, you notice that.
Traumatized.
And Isabella, you don't specifically notice this, but they just seem real friendly towards you.
That's odd.
What do you all
Maybe
do?
because I fed them last time.
Bad people. Bad people are bad. They go away.
You eat them, right?
Bad people. Frizzi-Nocs.
Eat
Frizzi-Nocs eat the bad people.
Tom?
Yeah. Frizzi-Nocs eat bad people. Nom, nom, nom.
Good. Good little boys and girls.
How do you get out to get to the bad people?
Door opens. He looks at the door. And remember, they're repeating this. The door opens, door opens, door opens, door opens. And they're all looking at the door to the cage.
And then you come back.
So you just
go home.
Walk over? How do you know which house to go to? Oh.
And he starts mentioning names. These names that he mentioned the other day. Gives the names.
Eldridge, Maud, Charlie, and...
Yes, thank you. Those names. Says those names. Come get us. Take us.
Oh, they come get you?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Hulk.
Do they pick you up and take you?
Love Harold. Love Charlie. Love, and they are telling now the people that they love. Love you.
Oh.
Love you, he says to Loren Hutton. Love you. And he says they're saying that to Isabella as well.
I love you too, little Frizzy.
Fernando, you're across the room. Do you go into that little room over there?
That has all the levers and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, you're in that room. You can hear the Frizzies talking.
Out.
It's freaking you out. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And you don't even want to know what they're saying. You can look through the glass and see that these two are talking to these things.
Yeah.
But in your
Isabella's like,
you're like, no.
grinning.
Yeah. Go ahead. Right. So we'll continue the conversation. You can make out a few words here and there, but nothing specific, Fernando.
Okay.
Right.
Lauren's gonna go into the lever room.
Bye. Oh. They sound sad as you walk away.
I kind of want to stay.
You can stay out there. You're in the lever room, Loren.
I'm gonna flip the lever for the wizard's location.
Which one is that? None of them are labeled. And remember, these cages aren't set up like just in a row. They're set up like the two streets and then down the side. I mean, you can start experimenting if you want. You could just go down the line too, like
we
I'm gonna
did.
do lever number 2. I'll try lever number 3 and just see which one's open.
Would you have it by memory?
I thought we were able to figure out like that the closed cage was a specific house.
You figured out one of them. You figured out the first one, the lever farthest up and to the left, like at the top, open this cage all the way down at this end.
Yep.
Because you did it. You did that, but that's the only one you know, and they're not like in a grid pattern that matches where the levers are.
Yeah.
So you can experiment and mess around with it a little bit if you want.
What number was the Wizard's Tower again?
Wizard's Tower is,
5.
I believe, number 9.
9.
Yes. But
9 and 10 is the barn.
10 is the Frizzy Farm, which does not have a corresponding cage.
Right. Oh, okay, so my thought is, you said there's 2 levers that stand alone from...
Yes, I'll point them out.
All the rest.
Yes.
So, could they be like the open and close of like this room? Because there's only one of this room.
Maybe.
Could it be like open and close like the door and then maybe lock and unlock it or something? Could we
Yeah,
try that?
we could try
Maybe.
that. Mm.
Which one, left or right?
Left.
You grab the left one, you pull it down. The door that leads out across the room that you can see very clearly through the glass closes. Like boom.
Do the right one.
Uh, there's just a click. You realize the door on this end is still closed.
Okay.
But there was like a, like a heavy click that came from your left, from towards that door. I'll give you that. The doors in this room both have bars and a bunch of bolts on them, by the way.
And you said it's the other, like the bulk are in like they're in a grid pattern, but the houses aren't. Right?
Yeah, all the main ones are just in a grid pattern. And then but the cages are set up kind of like the town, like so they run up all the way along one wall. There's another group that runs kind of parallel to that, and then there's the ones that go off to the right. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I mean, it's the cages are kind of laid out kind of like the town.
Kind of like the town. Okay.
Yeah. That's where you got that. Oh, these cages are laid up like the town. You made that roll before to get that.
Then I want to attempt to open the 7th one along the bottom, turning down to the right.
7th one along the bottom. Give me a number as you count across.
I'm hoping it's for building 9.
No, give me the number, counting from the left from the top, which one you want to open.
7.
Number 7. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, it opens up the ones where Miss Isabella Eldridge is standing with all the Frizzies in it. They go, yay! And they jump out.
I go, yay!
They say, what? Did you say close it?
Actually,
Yeah, I'm closing it real quick. That was not the one I thought it was.
You're like, oh, and you go to reach.
That.
2 or 3 of them make it out, and you push it back up, and it slams. Like, oh, and the ones outside are like all over Isabella. And for a second, you're like, she's dead. But no, they're licking her, and they're kind of like, oh, they're so happy. Oh boy, yeah.
I'm giggling. I like fall on the floor, and they're like crawling all over me, and I'm
they're not hurting her at all.
God. My character is ridiculous in this game.
She just loves cute things.
Loves all the animals. I mean, it's kind of me,
These
but
it's not animals. They are whatever. They're their heads that bounce around.
They're not animals.
They talk.
They're kind of
number
animals. Whatever.
Number 18.
Some of them still free.
It takes you a moment, but a cage that's all the way down at the other end opens up on the second row of 2 cages.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the wizards.
It doesn't seem to be in the right place. The wizards one should be kind of closer to where you are, where there's 2 rows that go down, like parallel to the left, the right side of the building.
I'm gonna close that one then.
Okay, it clanks shut, no problem.
2 rows.
Okay, can I give you some help, Sean?
Yeah.
You know which one controls the only one that has frizzies in it. You could just start opening and closing these things until you figure out which one it is. I mean, it's number 20.
Okay.
Because it goes down the top as you open them, then down the next row, then it comes down the nearest row, like the left side of the street, and then it goes down the far side. That's just how it was set up for whatever reason. So if you count across the top and then count the next, I might have miscounted. Wait, 1,
22. Would that be 22?
23.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No, it's 19. How did I get that so? It doesn't matter. You figure out which one it is.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I did yours different than the final write-up that I was hoping to do. You figure it out. Anyway, so you got it open. That one you think corresponds to the wizard's house is open. And the Frizzies are playing with Miss Eldridge. Yeah, they love you. They're just like all over you.
I'm like throwing some of them up in the air
They
just
love it. They
gently.
just love it.
I'm like
Wee!
juggling them.
Wee! Happy
Oh,
Muppets is what I could
I'm
compare
in
them to.
love.
All right.
Perhaps you should put those back, Miss Eldridge.
No, they're so fun.
They do seem
Tell
to be
them
They're so
happy. It's
okay.
like puppies that can
you
talk.
could you please tell them to go
Oh,
home?
they're adorable. Oh, okay. Hey, Frizzies. I'm looking down at them. Um, go home. Go home.
Okay,
Open the door.
They roll past the cage. The door. Oh, the
Let's
outside
go
door.
home. Show me where you live.
What door, Sean? The
The
exterior
one of
door.
their cage. I'm trying to
The
get
cage
them to
door.
go
Yeah. Okay.
into their
Okay.
home.
Oh,
You pull the cage door. It
I
opens
thought.
up. They roll right past it. The others come popping out. So there's
Oh,
6
shit.
of them,
That's not what I meant.
and they all head towards the closed door, towards
The main door.
the door you all came
Yep.
in. And now they're
Yep.
Why
there. They're
not?
just kind of
The barn door.
jumping. They're in front of the door. They're looking back at you.
No, we meant to this home.
That's not home.
I know. I
That's the
knew what
cage.
they.
The feeding cage.
Right.
Feeding cage. Feeding cage. Yeah, feeding cage. We gotta go home. Gotta go home.
Back to the feeding cage.
That's what I was saying though. Go home. I thought we were testing to see where they would go. You don't want to do that? You don't want to see where they're
More
to
flesh.
go?
More blood. We don't.
We can get you some.
Maybe just a couple? Well, why don't we just let a couple out?
They
Okay.
come back.
All
They
the
come
rest
back.
of you go back in
They're
the
all
feeding
out.
cage.
They're all
They're
out
all
now.
out right now. He opened the cage and the
Yeah.
others jumped out and headed for the door. And it's closed. And it's apparently locked from the sounds of it. They come
Yeah.
rolling back over and they'll hop back in the cage when you tell them several times.
Okay.
And
Great.
closing
Okay.
it.
Okay, it's
Now
closed.
let's just take 2 of you. Why
How
don't we
many?
do this test?
What's
No,
2?
we're not.
Why not?
What?
We're not letting any more loose right now, just in
Oh,
case.
we want to. But don't we want to see where they're gonna go?
They're
Because
gonna go.
don't we? We
they're
don't
gonna
know.
go to that empty house that somebody ran out of.
Huh?
You guys discuss. I'll be right back.
We know
How?
where they're gonna go. There's one house that it looks like somebody survived fleeing.
I don't remember which house. It's so confusing.
It's the one
Which
next
house
to
is
5.
this?
The one next to 5.
Next to 5. Oh, yeah.
Unidentified next to 5.
Did we go
No,
in that one?
I'm thinking. Yes, we did.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to see if we can get some of the Frizzi-Nocs to come back.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Fine. She's disappointed. She wanted them to be free. Even if it's inadvisable. So what's the plan?
Go to the wizard's tower and tell them to go back to their feeding cage.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
In hopes that that'll work.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We corral them back into the cage, sadly.
Hopefully they go back on their own right now. But
Yeah, that's the hope, that once they're told to go back to their feeding cage, that they will go
he
back.
said they would. So
But
they're
they've
smart
been
enough.
loose for a little while.
yeah,
What's
the
that?
ones that's been in the cage did.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, when they're frizzies, they're very agreeable and smart enough to
They're
pretty
more
much understand.
I don't think Fernando would know that word. All right, so never mind.
Domesticated.
Yeah.
Well, tame. You'd know tame.
You'd say tame. They're tame.
Yeah. Okay. So how do we get the Frizzi-Nocs back here? Are we gonna try to lure them or like?
I'm hoping we could just tell them.
Sorry about that.
Well, but like we just discussed, they don't really respond to reason like the Frizzies do. So
they are
we
more
have to lure them with
wild.
blood, right?
Yeah, we need to get some food for them.
Okay.
Food,
Well,
food,
we could
food,
try to make
food,
it,
food.
or we could take that food, take that meat from the tavern cellar.
Yeah.
Do we? Is
Then, yeah.
that the plan?
What's the
Or
plan?
Yeah,
what
I
else?
think we need to put some meat in the cage for the wizard's tower and go there and tell them it's feeding time.
Okay. Dangerous, but I like it.
Um, I'm gonna stay in this room while that happens.
Are you closing the doors, Aaron? Well,
That's
the door to the
fair.
outside is already closed, and it's got some bolts, but there's no bar. The door to the inside is just open.
Oh wait, so yeah, like these two levers. What the door to the outside closed already,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And then did the other lever lock the door to the glass room?
No. There's another door in the back of the Frizzy farm. There are two ways to get into the
Oh,
Frizzy farm. Well, three technically, but there's two main doors. They're big, and then there's a normal sized
okay.
door that leads from the glass room out, and another door that leads from the glass room in. Glass room's
So
almost
we
like an
figured out.
airlock. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, we figured out that like those two levers basically open and lock those two doors, right? Is that
You think they close and lock the doors. You haven't tried
okay?
pushing them back forward yet. Both of them have been pulled down, and you heard one definitely some kind of latches or locks. You didn't see anything on the doors except for a little latch. There's no way to bar these doors, and the other one did just physically boom closed up when you pulled the lever.
Okay. So yeah, let's open the door again then.
Which door?
Um,
There are like four doors in this room.
isn't there four levers that stand apart from the
Two,
rest, or
2 and 6.
two and six?
Mm-hmm. And the six are unlike any of the other levers. You know what I mean? Like definitely different thing. These two are definitely different. The 30 some are definitely different.
We haven't tried all of those six, have we?
No, nobody's
Have we
touched them.
tried any of
No,
them?
No.
We've tried
no.
the
You
And
two,
guys
the
pull a
and
others.
few
now,
levers and then you leave, and then you come back, you pull a couple levers, and then you stop. So,
Why don't we just let's pull all the levers and see what they all do? So we get it over with, right? Just so we know. Yeah?
yeah, that is kind of what I'm
Okay,
leaning for.
are you going to close
great.
the interior door? That's just obviously a door with a bar before you start pulling levers, Fernando?
Yes, yes, do
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
yeah.
Are Isabella and Lauren joining you in the glass room? Or are you
Yeah,
just closing it? Are they?
I am
yeah,
gonna say
I'm in there.
something.
Okay.
Yes.
You're muted,
Yeah.
Sean? That's okay.
Yes, and I'm going to point out that we do not pull this lever, which is the one that we have the frizzles.
That you figured out is their cage.
Yes,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not pull this
yeah.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe we could even label it.
you
I
starting
don't
to
know. We don't really.
pull what levers then?
The six.
The six?
Six
Yeah.
special ones.
There's like a sliding noise, and it gets darker in the room.
Oh.
You pull a second one, it gets even darker, and you actually can see these glowing lights on the wall. Something goes shink and slides over it and covers it completely. Three,
Oh my
same
God.
thing, shink.
Oh
Four,
God,
same
I'm
thing except
terrified.
on your right, shunk. You've closed and locked both doors, right, into this little room, I assume. Five.
Yeah.
So that's what these are doing. These levers cover these weird glowy lights, so that you want to throw all six.
No, I think we've figured out enough.
Do it.
Like,
You
let's
do it, Lauren.
reverse
Do we
that.
Lauren grabs
do
it
we
and
hear
pulls the
anything?
last one. There's a shunk. Um, you had been hearing the Frizzies kind of talking, like making no sense, and all of a sudden the talking turns into snarls and chirping noises, and like
And
scratching noises. You turn them back on. Click, 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 click. Okay, they uncover. You can see the Frizzi-Nocs in the cage for a few moments, and then they like change back into Frizzies. Aww, they all say. like in unison.
I gotta pee
Okay,
real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think we need to
I kind of do
try.
too. Mess things up.
We need to lure the Frizzi-Nocs out of the wizard's tower and back into their cage.
Yes. And we know which cage that is now, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're pretty sure.
Okay. So why don't we leave that one open, close all the rest of them, I guess?
Right now,
Yes.
everything's closed. Right now, everything's
Yeah.
closed. I'm assuming you've been closing all the cages
Yeah.
as you've been
We're
experimenting.
gonna open the
Yeah.
wizard's tower.
Hmm. Although we know there's more Frizzi-Nocs in the house next to 5 too, right? The
No,
one we
What,
went
the
into?
storage house? No,
no,
that was empty. There was nothing in
that's
that house.
empty. That's those
Oh,
ones
wait,
out
wait.
there.
That you have
No, no,
assumed.
no, sorry.
You think these frizzies come from that house?
Yes.
I believe that's the hypothesis at this
Oh,
juncture.
okay,
I'm
okay,
going
okay.
to
So it's just
head
the wizard's
Back.
house.
or I'm gonna head for the tavern and go back into the back room of the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah. Walrus and Penter. Penter's still like by the back door, like
Yep.
loitering. Walrus is still working on some kind of on dinner. He
You
looks
said
at you
there
and he's
was
like, "What happened?
everything's okay.
Did you? Can you?"
I
He just
have an
kind of gives you
idea.
like,
I'm gonna go grab some of the meat downstairs.
"Oh, all right." He just points to the door, at the underneath the stairs, and you can go downstairs. It's a
Yep.
small cellar.
I'm
There's
gonna
some
get a good.
goods. Probably more. There's more kegs. Um, blah, blah, blah. Cobblestone walls, a cobblestone floor, solid stone walls, several kegs of ale and wine, and a few remaining foodstuffs are down in there,
Yep.
including like
I'm
there's a big hanging side of. It's not a whole side of beef, but it's a big chunk of
big chunk.
meat. Yeah,
I'm gonna try to cut off about a pound.
yeah, that's not a
Just
problem.
rough.
You grab your knife out and you cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a minute, but yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to the
Did you tell
prison.
Valrus the plan? Like we're gonna try to
No,
lure the. Okay. Well, then hit that. What are you gonna do? Is what he's gonna ask you when you come back up the steps with this chunk of meat in your hand.
I'm. We're gonna try to lure some back into their home
They're home.
or their cage.
Oh yeah, you told me about the cages. Isn't that dangerous?
Yes.
Oh, Oyster's over there. She walks right up to you, Sean. She sits down at your feet and she looks at you, just expectantly. She looks at the meat. She looks at
Stay.
you.
No meat for
And
you,
I'm
Buffer.
leaving.
Okay, you head out.
Aw.
Penter stops her at the door because she's gonna follow you because you have a big chunk of raw
Yes.
meat in your hand and she wants some raw meat. But Penter's like, just gives her kind of a look and makes sure she doesn't go out.
All right. Going back to the Frizzy farm.
Back to the Frizzy farm.
I'm going to cut a good sized chunk off of the chunk that I have.
Yeah.
Put it into the open uh
Wizard
cage.
cage. You want the
Yes.
wizard house cage
The
open.
wizard
You
cage.
put the meat in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna take the rest of the meat and put it in the room with the levers just for safekeeping for the time
Okay, yeah,
being.
yeah,
And I want to go to the wizard's tower.
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to
It's
open the
still,
door.
yeah. You open the door. You hear movement immediately, moving through around in the tower.
Feeding time.
It's not a tower, sorry. It's just a big tall house. But yeah, I
Yeah.
guess it looks. You say feeding time, and you can still hear the movement. You hear chirps from upstairs. But
Go.
they're in there, but they don't appear to be like coming your way. You don't see anyone. There's quite a bit. I mean, there's a good amount of light. You open
Yeah.
all the shutters for downstairs, so there is some light. There's a lot of shadows, but there is light down here as well.
Go back to your cage. It's feeding time.
They're still just chirping and making noises
Oh.
and moving around downstairs.
Oh, I still have your ball of light. Would that help?
You're not there.
You're not
You
there.
do still
I
have the
know
ball of
I'm not
light.
there.
You're still at the cages. You're
Sorry.
still the Frizzies are like,
It's still daylight out.
they're very happy to
Still
be hanging.
daylight
They're
out.
still like licking your hands if you're letting them, Isabella,
They don't listen when
and that
they're
kind of thing.
Sure.
Frizzi-Nocs. They don't listen
Why
when
not?
they're Frizzi-Nocs.
Yep. You need light.
Dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
What'd you think
Realizing
of
the
that?
huge flaw in his plan.
I
He
gotta
did
go
just
back.
think of it. You return to the
So
he
if you think
returns
of
to the
it,
Frizzy farm.
I'll
I
give
need
it
my
back
ball.
to you.
Do what?
Need the
Okay,
ball.
here's your ball.
And I'm taking another chunk off the meat.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Could make a meat trail.
Going back to the wizard's tower
Mm-hmm.
house.
Yeah.
Going inside with the ball out.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the meat down on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeding time.
There's still chirps and movement in this house, but none of them come out into the light. Weird.
What if you could corner one and like force it into the light so it doesn't have a choice? Something, you know?
Shh, you're not there. You're still back
I'm sorry.
at the
I'm
cage
sorry.
playing
I'm
with your
sorry.
Frizzies.
Okay, well I'll just go pee then.
Let us out.
I'm
Let us out.
taking-
I'll
Let
be
us
back.
out.
I'm taking the glowing ball and putting it under my tabard.
Mm-hmm. It's dim in this room now. There's
Yeah.
still light coming in from the windows.
Do I hear movement?
Yep, they're still moving
Moving.
around in this place. They're still chirping.
Time to feed in the cage.
Nothing changes.
I'm trying to cover it up as best I can.
Yeah, you can totally cover it up. I mean, it's as dark as it's going to get in here with all the shutters open and all that stuff. There's a lot of shadows in this room, but you can tell they're in this building, they're not attacking you. They're not coming towards you. They're not doing as you're saying, as you say. You know what I mean? Like they're not obeying. Apparently, Loren's pretty smart. You would figure this out. That
Yeah, they're not going to listen. Not yet.
we're gonna wrap up here in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing where this is gonna go.
I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to try to leave somewhat of a meat trail back into the Frizzy farm.
Yeah, you still have the big chunk. Did you leave the big chunk of meat back at the farm?
Yeah, I took a second.
Yeah, okay. So you go back to the farm, you get it, you cut it up, you make a trail from. Do you want to go to the front door or the back door? The back door is right there.
The shortest path.
Yeah, straight to the back door. It's not very far. So you trail to the cage from the back door, and drop some meat in the kitchen. Leave the door open.
Yes.
Okay, and then what? I mean, where do you want to be?
I'm
see what's going to happen here.
In the glass off room.
You head back into the glass room. Do you have Miss Eldridge come with you?
I'm having everybody come in there.
Okay, you go in, you close the door, you put down the bar, you throw all the bolts, and you wait. And how long do you wish to wait before you grow impatient? Huh?
Till dark.
Till dark. Okay. Time passes. Fernando?
I will suggest then, if we're going to wait till dark, that we shut out all the lights in here.
Yeah, that door was locked. You couldn't make it open until the lever was pushed back up, and then it's just unlocked. Obviously, the lever locks the doors.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the back door is still in the locked position. You had to manipulate the one lever just to open that front door, so it's in the unlocked position. And when you pull it, it closes and locks. Is how it works.
Yeah.
And then when you put it back in the unlocked position, then you have to manually deal with it.
I mean, we shouldn't have to worry about closing the windows in the barn because it's already going to be dark enough at night, but we can't.
But there's lights on in the barn, though, right?
No.
And if we're going to want them to come into the barn,
no, those are the windows.
Wait, The Frizzy farm or the
Yeah.
barn or the stable?
Frizzy Farm, sorry.
Frizzy
Farm.
farm.
The
Okay.
Frizzy farm.
There's
Yeah.
no windows in the Frizzy farm. It's completely enclosed.
Oh, what were so we were blocking off lights.
There are these glowing lights that are set
Okay.
there at
Okay.
6 places on the wall.
Then we'll do 5 of them
Yeah, okay.
because
Yeah, it's very dim in here with 5 of
we
them.
can't really see them come in if they're all turned off.
Yes, you'd be able to see from the daylight coming from outside until it gets dark.
Correct.
Okay, okay. So you're just gonna. So that's the plan. Just wait till it gets
Yep.
dark before you go in. Okay. Isabella, is that your plan too? And you are muted, by the way.
I know.
Okay, okay.
What is my plan exactly?
Tell them the plan, Sean. Tell her the plan, Sean.
I
Sorry.
have left a trail of meat from the back of the wizard's building to the wizard's cage.
Perfect.
At dark, I'm hoping they will follow it and come back to their cage.
Cool. That sounds good to me.
That's
maybe should we try to follow them? Should we try to
You
usher
guys,
them along
you
as
guys are
they
all
go?
locked
Maybe.
up in this little glass room.
yeah. I don't think we should be out
Or
there
the room
with
the
them.
window.
I think when they become Frizzi-Nocs,
Yeah.
they're just going to attack.
Right. That's true. Okay, so we can see if they come in
Correct.
from here.
Yeah, yeah. There's a big window. It's a big
That's why I
glass
wanted
window.
to leave
All right.
one
Lots
of
of
the
bars.
orbs still going.
Okay, so time passes.
Yeah.
Stomachs start to growl. You're getting thirsty as well. It is about 2 hours later when you see a shadow at the door to the Frizzy farm. It's not a Frizzy shadow. There's a person who peeks in to the Frizzy farm nervously, and you recognize oh crap, names. It's Valrus. Valrus is there at the door, like peeking in. He looks really kind of nervous. He looks very nervous. You see him. He looks down and he's like doing like this, and then he's peeking in. He goes, "Hello," and then all the Frizzies are like, "Hello, hello, hello," and he's like, "Ah!" and he shrieks and he like backs away very quickly from the doorway. It's still light out. It's late in the day, obviously, but it is still light out when this happens.
Okay. Should we go out and
You can still see his shadow, but he has moved away from the door. Obviously that was very scary for him.
Let's go talk to him.
Do you want to turn on any lights in the room or anything else, or just opening the door and heading out?
Yeah. We have time. Why not? Let's turn on a light.
I'll turn on the lights as they walk out.
One light is still on, so you're turning all the rest of them on for now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's Valrus. He's like, what is happening? We're gonna have dinner. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Hello. We're eating.
Okay.
They all seem very very nervous about where you are. I think it would put them at ease if you had come and had dinner with us. Because you said they're bad people,
okay.
right? You said they're bad.
They're bad.
We believe that.
I think.
Bad.
Yeah.
So they seem to be they're very concerned about where you are, and not in a good way. Like, where are those people? You know?
Okay. Good point. Let's go eat. I'm getting hungry anyway, so we have time before dark.
Yeah, there's probably an hour of light left before sunset, and you'll have like after that another hour or so of like, that dimness that before it becomes full dark.
Plenty of time.
Guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to the tavern with Valrus and eat.
Where's the
and
rest?
Try to
is everybody doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm all for doing that.
Okay, so you head back to the tavern. Everybody's given bowls of soup. I know the stew that he's been working on all day. It's very good. It's really amazingly good.
Let's stick with these guys. They know how to cook. I like them.
Everybody's still like is still like looking at you, keeping an eye on you as you sit in the tavern at a table by yourself. Everybody can make me a hard con, please.
I resist. Oh, this is wrong
How
game.
many coins do I got?
Oh. Loren Hutton has 3. So does
I don't remember
Isabella.
that.
And Fernando has 2. There's a total of 8 coins. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
What do we got?
Extreme success.
Extreme success, Isabella. Nice. Loren, did you succeed or not?
I missed it by.
How many?
Said con 7.
Hard con.
Missed it by 7.
Okay, missed it by 7. There's 8 coins out there. Fernando, what about you?
I failed.
Okay. Do you want to use your 8 coins, or your 7 of these 8 coins? 3 are Sean's, 3 are Josie's, and 2 are Fernando's.
Yeah.
I'll burn all mine.
You can use mine.
Okay, how about you, Fernando?
Yeah, he can have one of mine.
It's gonna cost 1, yeah. Okay. So as you're talking and eating, you're talking quietly, you're very nervous with these men who are watching you. Fernando, suddenly he's
Do
like,
we see a nid?
no sign of a nid. Fernando's like,
Oh.
Boom, and he falls. His head goes down on the table, and he sounds like he's snoring very loudly. Both of you feel weary, but you manage to not pass out as the men in the tavern stand up and start drawing weapons out. And you hear Clyde say, "Take them alive if you can." And that's where we'll end for the night.
And that.
What the
You
fuck?
knew what? What did you know? Questions, comments, suggestions?
Should have just let
Valorous.
these free.
Fuck Valorous. Or Penter. Which one's the cook?
Valorous was doing
Which one's the actual cook?
Valorous was doing all the cooking.
And
Okay.
I should have just let the Frizzies free to kill everybody.
Hey, 2 of you are
The
still
next
awake.
thing I'm doing is looking at Valorous and being like, what in the hell is up with this stew?
No,
Why
the
did he
game is
just pass
done.
out?
The game is
Well-
over at this point. So, questions, comments, suggestions. What are y'all's thoughts on
That's
this?
Fantastic cliffhanger. I love it. Good job.
Knew it.
You knew it. Then why did you? I hear a lot of "I knew it," but no reasoning behind that.
Me.
And
I didn't know any of
Loren,
this.
You and Isabella are still awake. Game's not over.
I know.
And Fernando's
Yeah.
obviously not dead. He's asleep.
I was
Okay.
suspicious of those guys, but I didn't quite think they were part of them, part of the bandits.
I still don't. I'm thinking these guys, yeah, they cook the stew. Oh, I am
But yeah,
gonna be like,
persuaded
what the
them.
hell? But
Yeah,
I'm
Or,
thinking
I
maybe
mean,
when one had their
left
back
them
turned, one of the other
left-
guys
so.
came and drugged it. Sorry, I was talking over you. My bad.
No, you're fine. You're good. Yeah, like we did leave them alone with them, so for a while. So there was time for them to be persuaded to, get us back there and have dinner with them.
I guess. I'm thinking that somebody snuck in and drugged it when they weren't looking. Because Isabella
could
wants
be
to think the
too.
best of
That could be too, but I think the more likely thing is they were persuaded,
collusion,
wrongly persuaded.
conspiracy.
Well, we're going to put this in the stew and you're going to get those people back here to eat it, or we're going to kill you.
All
What
the
would you
bandits
do?
were eating that stew too. Bandits, all the other men. You guys been calling them bandits so long, so I'm thinking them as now.
Yeah. All the people that we assume are bandits.
They were eating stew too. They all had bowls. They were eating when you came in.
And Valorous and Penter were too?
You didn't see them
Also eating it?
No, you didn't see Valorous and Penter eating. They were serving up to you guys. Because you were the last ones without any stew. They might have already eaten. They might have been getting ready to eat to prepare some of their own stew.
Well, given Fernando's snoringness, now I'm extra suspicious of them. if they weren't eating the stew, then yeah. All right.
I don't know.
Sus.
Maybe. Maybe.
Why? Are they the bandits? Why? Por qué?
I don't know.
I'm confused.
You had two kids in a cellar. Barely questioned them. They probably could have answered a lot of your questions. Maybe all of them.
Okay.
Nobody actually talked to the
Okay.
kids for very long. None of you thought of that.
No, I wanted to keep them safe. I felt if I talked to them too much, I would draw suspicion and suspicion to that place.
Maybe.
So I wanted to keep the kids safe at least, even though their parents are dead. Um,
What does that have to do with? I'm just
no,
saying, two
like I don't know.
survivors of whatever happened here that you know for sure are
And what about
Yeah,
the
survivors,
seance?
and nobody
Ah,
nobody even talked to them very much. I get what you're
I
I
know.
just
saying,
wanted to
Aaron,
know.
but
Yeah,
I think my go-to would have been let's find out whatever these kids know.
yeah.
That would have been my go-to, immediately.
I
Well, see, that's what I was trying to do with the seance. I guess I didn't think about the kids though. They're alive.
They're
So much
alive.
yeah.
easier.
They're right there.
Wow.
Let's go talk to them. Tell us everything you know about the
All right,
Frizzies and the
well,
Frizzi-Nocs. Oh, here's
next
everything we
time.
know about the Frizzies and the Frizzi-Nocs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Heck.
I tried. I tried to give you all information, and you just keep
Yeah.
changing your plans
No.
and go in another direction at a whim. You're driving me crazy.
Ah,
Quit,
It's still
say, quit
interesting,
giving
very
us new
fun.
information. Then
Huh?
we learn new information, and then we want to investigate that. So
That's
it's my
fine.
fault. It's my fault. I've been drinking.
No, that's
I get
okay. I love
distracted.
that you just kicked open the back door and just burst into that place, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, I would.
ooh,
I'm trying to make Fernando like a man of action,
yeah.
so to speak. And
I
like
liked it.
his
I liked it a
family was
lot.
murdered. One of his character things, his family is important, and this family was murdered. It pissed him off.
Yeah, it was
So
definitely obviously a family.
yeah,
And so yeah, you played your
that
character
was
perfectly, Aaron, and you actually
coin
found
worthy.
out that the Frizzies can be quite dangerous. Because last time you guys got it tiptoed around and never really the Frizzies never really did anything to you, and I realized that, and I was like, man, that sucks. And then I rolled some nice extreme successes this time, and it's like, damn, this is gonna hurt.
But then I swooped in with my first aid
Yeah,
dress.
you did a good job, and so did Fernando, healing himself up. That was a great idea. Um,
Definitely. It was a good
Also,
good collab.
before we stop, everybody give yourself back two more magic points because it was you waited in the Frizzy coop for 2 hours or the Frizzy farm. Um, so yeah, we will end the stream here. I want to thank anybody that came. People came for a little while, which was great. They left.
Cool.
But it was nice to see a few faces and a few people commented, which is very cool. So we're
Oh,
out. So
really?
yeah. So bye everybody. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.